Yo. Yo. What's good with people? We're gonna get to it. I'm just waiting for people to join the stream, hit the like button. Yo, we have 40 people in the stream and 4 likes. So that means we have 10 times more people in the stream as ghosts that haven't hit the like button.
From moment to moment. Thank you. And now,
don't make it happen. Yo, funny. We're gonna talk about it. Hey, what did the title say when y'all clicked on the stream? Roughly, what did the title say? It doesn't have to be verbatim. Cause it was messed up. The stream got messed up and wouldn't let me go on. So I don't even know what y'all clicked on. Like, what was the thumbnail? Y'all crazy. Trust me, we're gonna talk about everything. Okay, so I had the right title. Thank you guys. Let's do the Boxingego roll call one time. One time for your mind. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? City say zip. Let's go, man. Shout out to the UK tuned in. Where are you from? UK again. Maryland, Connecticut, Bangladesh, 707, Atlanta, UK, Texas, Boston, the best boxing channel. Thank you. Newcastle, UK, Antarctica. Damn, UK's in here deep. London, Scotland, Bay Area, Antarctica, San Ho, Illinois, Chicago, Houston, yeah. Oh boy. Now, y'all want to talk about De La Hoya? Or you want to talk about Joshua Wilder, Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn, all that? Let me know what y'all want to talk about. The fans run the channel. What y'all want to talk about first? Our good friend De La Hoya or Wilder Joshua? No, we're good. We're going to talk about everything. But I'm just asking what y'all want me to talk about first. I put both of them in the title, so we're going to talk about it. Okay. Couple more responses, couple more. AJ. De La Hoya first. I don't know. Whoever gets 3 votes next, y'all put Wilder, Joshua, or De La Hoya. Whatever I see 3 times from different people, different usernames, is what we're talking about, because y'all all over the place. AJ Wilder, that's 1. Whatever y'all decide, whoever the quickest, that's how we doing it, because I don't have time to waste. Wilder. Okay, we're talking about Joshua Wilder. Y'all answered the fastest. Listen. Sometimes, I love my job, man. I get to meet some of you guys at the fights. I love the sport. Passionate about the sport. I mean, who doesn't like that? 2017's been great. But right now, regarding this fight, I feel like I'm in the fucking twilight zone. Like, it's like pulling teeth for people to want to see Joshua Wilder. And it's not, if this was a pie graph, I can't say it's majority of the people, but there are a lot of people, let's say 25-30% of people, who keep making all these excuses for the fight not happening, which is unfucking believable. I can't even fathom being a boxing fan and not wanting to see that. Like, I'm being my honest self, like always, right? I would rather see, based on all things considered, I would much rather see Wilder or Joshua over either guy fighting Tyson Fury, because you got to look at it. Joshua has 20 fights. He knocked out everybody. That's 20 knockouts. Wilder, everybody has fought has been knocked out at some point. Bermane Stiverne survived the first time, but he was hurt in the first fight even when he was champion and he tackled Wilder. So Wilder has 39 fights, 38 knockouts. So it's like 38 knockouts plus 20 knockouts. That's like damn near, that's almost 60. It's like 58 knockouts between two motherfuckers who are undefeated, both with belts, both with kind of conflicting styles and conflicting personalities. And some of you motherfuckers is making excuses why the fight shouldn't happen. Crazy. Like I said, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I don't give a fuck where you're from. I don't care if your name is Anthony. I don't care if you're from the UK. I don't care if you're from USA. This is a mega fight. Like, it's like, why wouldn't people want to see that? Tyson Fury's out of shape. Tyson Fury's been gone. Everybody was talking about Bermane Stiverne's absence and Wilder just knocked out an inactive Stiverne. Well, what the fuck is Tyson Fury? You could say, okay, Tyson Fury's a better fighter. Fine. He boxes better. But he's still on a long layoff. So to me, inactivity is inactivity. And I noticed this, y'all, with certain fighters, you do this. When Mikey Garcia was on a long layoff, nobody really said nothing. You know what I mean? When Andre Ward was on a long layoff, since he doesn't have the same crowd or whatever, everybody's like, oh, inactive Ward ain't done nothing since the Super 6. Well, Mikey Garcia was going through the same type of issue, beefing with his promoter, and he was out probably longer than Ward was out, because Ward got bought out of his contract. So I noticed the double standards keep coming about. They keep coming about with certain shit. Regarding Wilder Joshua, for all the detractors, all the roadblocks, all the people making roadblocks, right? This is my thing to you. All the bullshit you're throwing out, it already has, and it will continue to come back to haunt you. And I'm going to explain why. Because everybody that's doing that is making, oh, Wilder's begging, Wilder chicken legs, Wilder ain't sold out a stadium, Wilder is not known in New York, Wilder's trying to sell his belt, Wilder this, Wilder ain't fought nobody, he fought bums, right? So all that shit you're saying, then Joshua, using your logic, Joshua shouldn't fight anybody that brings less to the table than Deontay Wilder. Using all that bullshit you throwing out there, new media style, all that bullshit you throwing out there, then whoever he fights next, if that's your criteria, they have to have a great resume, they have to sell out stadiums, they have to have, a resume full of killers, they have to have whatever accolades you guys are throwing out for excuses, then whoever he fights next shouldn't have none of that. So David Haye been stopped. So if he beats Tony Bellew, why would that fight make sense? A guy who, if he beats Bellew, that'll be his best win in the last 5 years would be a cruiserweight in Tony Bellew. Good fighter, but not really set in stone heavyweight, right? If he fights Gerald Big Baby Miller admitted himself that his last performance against Marish Weck wasn't his favorite. He said he didn't like how he performed, but he got the job done, right? And a lot of people probably who left articles or wrote video or made videos or whatever probably agree, like, that wasn't the sharpest we've seen Gerald Miller, right? So if Miller gets the opportunity, who's with Matchroom, then how can you have done all this to diss Deontay Wilder, talking about he don't have a resume, he's not known outside of the area or his state, and he ain't sold a stadium? You see what I'm saying? That doesn't even make sense. So like I said, all that bullshit that y'all throwing out there, for fearful fans is gonna come back to haunt you. It's gonna come back to haunt you because now if this was a classroom and we understand how you grade your curriculum and Joshua's opponents, then he shouldn't fight Eric Molina or anybody else like that brings less to the table than Wilder. Because you're basically saying Deontay Wilder is so undeserving because he only fights bums. He's gonna get knocked out easy. So despite him having a belt, despite him having more fights than Gerald Miller and being boxing, he started boxing late, but Gerald Miller was fighting kickboxing and then came over to boxing, things like that. So despite all that, you know those same people, they're gonna just accept whoever Joshua fights next. And in my opinion, it's not gonna be Wilder. So Kubrat Pulev, Fresh Oquendo, if any of those dudes come in the picture, Joseph Parker, I mean, how can you say Wilder ain't done shit and don't deserve a fight, but Joseph Parker does? Parker hasn't looked good in majority of his biggest fights. You know what I mean? The Takam fight, the fight with Huey Fury on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all talking about numbers and shit. Joseph Parker's last fight was on YouTube pay-per-view. Where they do that at? When's the last time you watched a boxing event on YouTube pay-per-view? You know what I'm saying? And they actually hit me up trying to get me to come out there for that fight, and I'm glad I didn't. No disrespect to. Just be patient, Ego. The fight will happen late 2018. Okay, see, now we go. Now, yeah, I like this. I'm a competitor too. I'm a competitive ass person. So don't tell me, listen, don't tell me to wait when things, okay, we're gonna break this down together as a boxing family. Let's talk with the Wilder. Wilder keeps saying, I'll piece up Deontay Wilder. I mean, I'll piece up Dillian Whyte like you want me to. He said I could beat him in my sleep, hands tied behind my back. Won't. Promise me that you'll if I get past him, you'll make the Joshua fight. So if you're telling me, Ego, be patient, it'll happen in 2018. Eddie Hearn and Joshua have both done interviews saying, oh, it's gonna happen. It must happen in 2018. Then why is it so hard for you to promise that it's gonna happen contractually? If you have intentions of, if everyone keeps winning, the two champions keep winning, of making the fight, then what's the deal? Why can't you add that to the contract? That's what I want to open up the conversation with. So please explain that to me. Everyone keeps saying be patient, it'll happen. So why is it when Wilder's requesting, if I get past Dillian Whyte in the UK, even though the champion shouldn't really have to travel for a challenger that got knocked out by the champion he's calling out, but he's saying, you know what? I'll play by your rules. I'll play the game. I'll build up my fan base in the UK by fighting Dillian Whyte. But if I get past him, promise me on paper that you'll give me Joshua next. And you keep saying, a lot of the guys from the UK or wherever the fuck y'all from keep saying, Ego, be patient, it will happen, it will. So why is it hard to put some legs beneath it? You know what I'm saying? If it will happen, then why is Wilder's request, why are you guys making excuses for that? Ego, shut it already. First of all, you're not coming to my channel talking crazy. Blocked. We got our first victim. He don't even get the hot seat. You talking about Ego, shut it. You came to my stream, so you shut it now that you're blocked. Peace. Anyway, anybody else? Like, that's one thing you're not gonna do. Like, I'm not out here disrespecting people. I'm giving you my thoughts. You talking about Ego, shut it. Okay, I'ma shut it. I'ma shut you off and you out the stream. Next. Somebody answer the question. Okay. XXX. Y'all want me to put XXX in the hot seat? He says, Ego, Wilder's camp has not made an official offer. So I'm gonna see, you're not saying nothing crazy. I'm gonna give you the opportunity. Sometimes we picks and just throw you in there. Sometimes we'll give you the opportunity. Do you want to argue that point in the hot seat with me? XXXX. Do you want to take that standpoint with me, and I'm battling the opposite in front of these people, and then we gonna vote at the end of the day? If that's because y'all keep saying this recycled stuff Eddie Hearn said and Joshua said, like, oh, do you want to sell me your belt? Nobody was talking anything about selling belts until Joshua said that in the interview. No. You keep putting responses. XXX, the only thing I need to know from you is, do you want to argue in the hot seat with me? I'm talking about Eddie Hearn in the interview. I don't care about none of that. I'm talking about the hot seat. Fuck what Eddie Hearn said. Fuck what Joshua Wilder. Fuck all that. Do you want to be in the hot seat? Your arguing point is that Wilder hasn't sent a contract to Joshua. Do you want to take that standpoint in the hot seat? And I'm battling why that doesn't make any sense. Why Wilder wouldn't send the contract to Joshua. And him barking on social media is kind of his only real angle and avenue. So we're all waiting in the stream for XXX to decide his fate. Either the hot seat, or he's gonna just enjoy the rest of the stream and opt out of the hot seat. So the pressure is on you, my friend. Do you want to argue that point? XXXX. XX Tentacion, where you at? We about to shave your eyebrows off. Oh my God, it takes forever. Where's London, baby? Yo, you got one more response to give me a fair answer if you want to argue that point. You talking about London, baby, and London Bridge is about to be falling down. You have one more reply, and if it's not an answer to my question, then you're out of here. Because we're not playing this game. You're already holding up the stream as if you disagree with me. So I'm asking you, and I was being nice by not just forcing you to be in the hot seat, because we got to get back to giving people the option before I fuck around and block everybody in this motherfucker. So once again, XXX, your next response has to be, do you accept the hot seat? And yeah, shout out to J-Dog, one of my mods in the building. Mods, if you here, show your face so I know that you guys are here to help me. We about to, bro, chill. I just made a point. No. Listen, I'm being as nice as possible. You talking about bro, chill, Wilder? There ain't no chill over here. I'm from Cali. We don't chill. It's not even the summertime to be chilling, right? So once again, do you want to argue your point that you said you were making about Wilder not sending a contract against me, and the fans vote your fate in the hot seat? And listen, I'm not playing at all. If your next response is London or like chat shit get banged or anything other than a yes or no or hot seat, then you're out of here. Do it for London. So they're telling you. So whatever you respond with, it better be a response to this. Yo, let's move on. There ain't no move on. Listen, hey, fans. This is what I told you. The people y'all got for the UK are not making you look good. Y'all saying you disagree with me. I want that action, and I'm trying to battle you in the hot seat, and you ducking it and not even giving me an answer. All you have to say is, no, I don't want the hot seat, or yes, I'm confident in what I'm saying. Man's not hot. No. Okay, now we move on. Because you would have got tore up in the hot seat, but you made the right decision because I would have burned you up. The whole thing with the hot seat is all you have to do is say yes or no, period. And the whole contract thing doesn't make sense. All you guys who are using this as like a reason, ego don't lighten up, tighten up. You already know the deal, because this is real life. This is the future of boxing. And what I'm hearing is real life crazy. Yo, we got almost 200 people in the chat, and we don't have 100 likes. So let's see if we can improve the likes. But as far as the contract, once again, I'm gonna open this to the floor. Why would the B side? Everybody keeps telling me how Wilder's unknown in America. Eddie Hearn's doing pranks and saying, look, I just asked people in New York who you were, and he called you Dion. Ha ha ha. Right? So the whole pretense is that we have to overpay fighters for Joshua because they're not worth it. Joshua's worth 7 times more than Wilder. He sold out this. He's fought Klitschko. So the whole argument is that Joshua is the A side, A side, A side. So why would the B side send the contract to the A side? When has that ever been a thing? When, like, usually the A side gets top billing. They walk out when they want. Sometimes they get to pick glove size or ring size. When does the B side send a contract to the known superstar? Like, did Golovkin do that to Canelo? Golovkin had to wait his ass until Golden Boy and Canelo finally made the deal. Golovkin and Tom Loeffler, it wasn't just as easy as just faxing Golden Boy a contract and then Canelo looks at it and like, I was born ready. That's not how it works. They were in the driver's seat, so they were at the A side's mercy. Since when does the B side send a contract? Why do you guys keep saying that? Since when does listen, Fight Time, you could get it next. Since when does the B side send the contract? Like I said in that video I did, Mayweather chooses Guerrero or Canelo or Maidana. Maidana didn't choose Floyd. Maidana didn't want to just pick Floyd and say, I'm fighting you next, motherfucker. He didn't even A side. Broner was the A side. He couldn't even pick Broner. Broner selected him. So again, why? What is this? I don't understand what Joshua is saying, and the fans are saying, talking about, oh, he's not serious. He hasn't sent a contract. When does the B side send a contract? When? Give me a recent modern example of when a known A side, Pacquiao, Floyd, Canelo, Miguel Cotto, does Kamagai send Cotto a contract? Like, I might have missed something. I've never seen that. That shit is called hashtag Cotto Kamagai. It's not hashtag Kamagai Cotto. He's not the A side. Yeah, shout out to J-Dog. He already know. It don't happen, LOL. So once again, somebody please explain it. My latest Fury video is not gone from YouTube. I was just looking at it. Listen, this is why I do the live streams even more and mix it in with the other content. Because when I'm doing these regular videos, everybody got so much to say. But then when I do the live stream, people disagree and hit dislike and get burned in the hot seat. But I'm not hearing the answer to any of these questions. When has a known A side been delivered a contract from the known B side? Please tell me. Please tell me that. Use any A side situation. Ego, you rat. Stop sticking Wilder off, please. You're blocked. Done. See, that dumb shit, that doesn't do anything to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fans know what it is. Okay, stop sucking Wilder off and dumb shit. But you still haven't even told me what I said that was wrong. I'm telling you, y'all representatives making y'all look bad. The people who are representing you in these comment sections making this situation look real bad. Stop sucking Wilder. What did I say that was wrong? Put your L's up. We lost another one, man. It's about to be Vietnam out this motherfucker. I promise you. New media, I'm on the case, man. And that's just what it is. And I'm still waiting for answers, valid, educated answers to the initial concern. When does the B side make the offer? Okay, we got another one. See, y'all taking too long, so I'm gonna just start throwing y'all in the hot seat. Everybody disagree? Cool. Keon Jubb, he said the B side can make offers as well. The A side has the power of negotiations. So once again, give me a modern boxing example of when a B side sends over the contract to the A side, and then the A side just reads it like, oh, everything sounds good. When does that happen? Yes, a B side, anyone can technically do anything. You know what I mean? You could send somebody a contract, but I'm saying, when has that ever been the situation? Like, even in the UFC, Conor McGregor's up here, Ronda Rousey's up here. Ronda Rousey got paid when she fought. Listen, Ronda Rousey, A side. A side doesn't have nothing to do with skill, talent. It has something to do with your market value. Ronda Rousey fought Amanda Nunes, and she got like fucking 2-3 million. I think it was $3 million to fight Amanda Nunes, who was the champion that had her old belt, right? Had her old belt, and Amanda Nunes got like 100,000 or 200,000 with 100,000 win bonus. So once again, that's like Amanda Nunes sending Ronda Rousey a contract for her to review. Even though she's the champion, we know in this modern age of A-side shit and popularity, it doesn't really work like that. So we got someone in the hot seat. Please explain when that has happened. Because y'all keep throwing out. That's what I'm saying. See, y'all fuck around and listen to what other people say and just run with it, but you don't think it through. And that's what's going to get you every time. See, me, I'm not perfect, but if someone tells me something, I don't just accept it and that's my new philosophy. You got to make it make sense to me. So Keon Jubb, give me a recent example of where Eddie Alvarez sent Conor McGregor a contract. You know what I mean? Ronda Rousey got sent a contract from Amanda Nunes, despite her being the champion. And if that was the case, then why would Amanda Nunes send Ronda Rousey a contract where she only gets 200K and Ronda Rousey gets 3 million? Please explain that. Why would Nunes have sent a contract that's that unfair in terms of pay scale when she's the champion? So once again, give me an example. Name an example of when this is happening. You're in the hot seat. London already got blocked by one of the mods, so he's already done for. Keon Jug, where are you at? How did Ricky Hatton send Floyd Mayweather? You're not even in the hot seat, but how did Ricky Hatton send Floyd a contract? What are you talking about? Bro, it's not a bad example. You're a bad example. He said Dana White sends a contract to both fighters. It doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck about the UFC anyway. I'm really talking about boxing. So anyway, give me a boxing example. See, everybody wants to run, like Pac said, everybody wants to open their mouth with a motherfucking opinion. Everyone wants to open their mouth with an opinion. Give me a boxing example. We'll throw the UFC out of there. Who cares? Don't say I'm wrong, but you can't give me a boxing example. That's all we're searching for. Help your buddy Keon Jug, who's in the hot seat, whoever just put that, oh, you're wrong, ego, you help him. And then we voting you off the same way. If you want to help him, you want to stick up for him, you want to piggyback, then you answer it for him. And then if y'all lose, then y'all both out of here. How about that? What about Klitschko and Joshua? See, we don't, right here, new media, Boxingego, this side of things, we don't just guess. Where did you ever hear Joshua and Klitschko? Like, what are you talking about? Where did Klitschko say, I sent Joshua an offer? What are you talking about? I have my computer right here. We can pull it up. So tell me how to link to this information. Joshua Hale, you in the hot seat next. I'm tell you, we about to have Vietnam out here. And where's Keon Jug? I gotta get him off of here. Where's Keon Jug? Give me that one example. See, y'all trying to gang up with, you can't gang up with the master. I'm the ringleader. So I didn't forget. Where's Keon Jug? Somebody put him on a 20-second timer because we gotta expedite this stuff. That y'all just be disappearing into the abyss. Where's Keon Jug? He's in the hot seat. That's all I need to know. Name this example of a boxing B-side in recent memory where they pulled the strings and told the A-side what to do. What's the point of even being an A-side? 20. 15. 10. 5. And yo, one of my mods, get Keon Jug out of here. London Taylor, you in the hot seat next. He says, ego blocks people who don't agree with him. That's foul, man. That is absolutely not what happens. So explain how I block people who don't agree with me. Go. This is how we do it. Like I said, everybody want to open their mouth with an opinion. So you up next, London Taylor. I'm telling you, this is kombucha. So we got another one, London Taylor. So why would I just block people, and just innocent people, just because they disagree with me? London Taylor, where you at? We're waiting. You just got the last guy out of here because he had something different to say. That is not the protocol. It's not about, listen, for all of you guys who keep trying to spin this, the real fans, the real boxing fans, Ego Army fans, they know what it is. They know you're lying. I don't block you for disagreeing, but if you're saying outlandish things that I disagree with, that I know you cannot prove, then we have this thing called the hot seat. And if you cannot prove your standpoint, the fans vote you off, and then you get blocked. Or if you duck the hot seat, then you get blocked. Because if you had a point, then what's the point of not answering and wasting time in the stream? So, you know what I mean? There has to be some kind of protocol for it. So once again, it's not about blocking someone that disagrees. It's if you do disagree and me or the other people vote you into the hot seat and we feel your disagreement, you can't back it up, then it's your obligation, your burden to back it up. Once again, there's plenty of people that disagree with me on the daily. I don't give a fuck about that. But if you're saying far left stuff, then exactly. Someone said fact versus lies. So you just have to clarify for the 220 people in the stream, or however many people are in there at the time, and clarify what you disagree with. It's that simple. It's not I'm blocking you because I disagree with you. It's I disagree with you and I know you can't fucking validate the stuff you're saying. It's just like it's like people, it's like a cop. Cops are smart, you know what I mean? Let's say you're highway patrol or something. They've been around the block, they pulled over enough people, so I'm sure they can kind of tell when people are fucking lying. So if they pull someone over and they say, "Oh, do you have a license?" Oh, I think I left my license. Like, they know when people are lying. The fact is, you don't have a license, and you have a DUI, you're riding on a suspended license, whatever the situation is. So they can tell when you're lying. And that's what this is. When you get really good at your job, you could tell who's full of shit. Now, London Taylor, once again, prove how I just block people just simply because they disagree. And we're waiting. London Taylor. Because that's not the concept of the hot seat. You're talking about that's foul. It's not foul. Because you wouldn't get blocked if you disagreed and then people understood where you're coming from because you made sound, logical arguments. But if you just say some radical shit, but Wilder's a bitch, that's why, then you got to prove that. What is he a bitch for? You know what I'm saying? So if you don't say crazy shit in the stream, then you probably won't get picked on, to be honest, whether you disagree or not. Now it's your turn. London Taylor, we got action, we got business. Please respond. We waiting. 20. 15. Okay, well, put your response again because I didn't see it. 12. 10. 6. I said you win? All right, block him. He just admitted I win. That's an easy hot seat. Moderators, London Taylor, off with his head. Or moderators, if you want to ban him, where he can come back or block him, but he has to be out of here. Oh, y'all choose to block him? Cool. Listen, this hot seat is survival of the fittest. You're not coming in the stream, not talking real boxing. If you have something real to add to the conversation, perfect. If you disagree and you can explain it, perfect. We have no issues there. Like, you guys keep perpetuating this thing like my goal is to clean up the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like kind of like when Floyd was saying, I just want to be on an even playing field, Olympic style drug testing, blood and urine. He wasn't doing it just to accuse every single boxer of being on something. He's just trying to play on an even playing field. That's what we're trying to do. So if we have a subject, we're all talking about Wilder Joshua, and you saying crazy shit, and you can't explain it, and I know you can't explain it, then you're getting in this hot seat. Ego, you are talking too much sense for these morons to comprehend. Well, they're going to learn one way or another when they have to keep building other accounts because our live streams are the most popping and they got blocked out of the because of the hot seat because they was running their mouth saying stupid shit. So one way or another, damn, y'all tripping. Someone said London Taylor a hoe. Once again, it's mind-boggling to me that we as boxing fans, you have to do all of this champion and champion. All right, fight time. You in the hot seat. This is easy. Your ego army judges are fixed, ego. No one survives. That's not true. If I get my ass burnt in the hot seat, see, the difference between me, I don't just talk reckless. I don't talk crazy. Wow, London Taylor tried to come back. Taylor come back with a fake profile. See, they get blocked and still try to come back. But anyway, that's not the concept. It's not fixed. If I get burned, I get burned. I'll live to fight another day. You know how many hot seats I've won? So if somebody actually came with some real shit and they like made me look dumb, then fuck it. I took my L. But majority of the people that make it to the hot seat are saying the most outlandish shit. So it has nothing to do with being rigged or nothing. You know what I mean? This is not like a loaded dice. You can beat me in the hot seat, but you ain't gonna beat me with no bullshit. Period. You're not gonna just be able to say stupid shit that no one feels, that you can't back up factually when I'm hitting you with facts. Very simple. Once again, to see a great fight with two knockout artists, it's very crazy to me that we have to do all of this and deal with all this resistance just to see a fight. Like, whether you're from the USA, UK, Mexico, why would you not want to see a good fight? What are you in boxing for? Honestly, what are you in boxing for if you don't like good fights? Why come to boxing streams, boxing channels if you don't like good fights? And you notice, when I'm talking, I'm not dissing Joshua. I can tell you if he says something I disagree with. I'm not dissing him. I'm not calling him names. I'm not like insulting his family. I'm not doing nothing like that. Shout out to Ricky Rick, who keeps getting London Taylor, who keeps coming back. He's on his third profile because he got blocked in the hot seat. See how bad they want to get in? They want to get into the live chat so bad, man. See, and this is the thing. Greg just put Joshua destroys Miller and Wilder destroys White. So why are we waiting to see this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Instead of them just battling each other, if that's how people feel, then why don't we just straight away go to the fight we all want to see? All right, so Marvin, I almost didn't want to even say your name because your name is Marvin Moist, and that sounds real sus. But Marvin Moist, you said for the build-up. So how's that building? Listen, I'm gonna put you in a hot seat. I gotta make examples. I need to raise the body count. So Marvin Moist, you sounding moist. You sound a real suspect with that name. So please explain to me this build-up. How does this build up the fight so tremendously, right? Explain this, Marvin Moist. Please do, because I got a rebuttal already. I don't even know what you're gonna say, but I know it's a moist response. And wow, a fourth. London Taylor came back a fourth time. Wow, y'all really want to get in these live streams. See, we like the clubs that turn people away for because they wearing some crazy ass outfit and you don't make the dress code and they still be trying to come back, switch one thing about them. But Marvin Moist, explain this build up. How is it really gonna build up so dramatically off of those fights? Let's say Joshua fights Miller next and Dillian Whyte and Wilder fights. Come on, Moist. You sounding kind of dry right now. You're supposed to be moist. Pause. Where's Marvin Moist at, man? Wilder isn't as unstoppable as you think. I never once said he was unstoppable. That's another dumb comment. When did I ever say Wilder's unstoppable? Whyte may have a chance. Okay, I never said Whyte didn't have a chance. I never said he's unstoppable. So once again, explain how this is going to build up the fight instead of talking about shit I never even said. I've never once said Wilder is Superman and nobody can hurt him. I mean, he was hurt in the Eric Molina fight. His eye got fucked up by Johan Duhaupas. Never once said that he's invincible or indestructible. Whyte hurt Joshua. Joshua seemed bothered by the cut by Takam. None of these guys are invincible. He replied again? Okay, hold on. Let me look for this moist shit. I didn't see another response. So explain this. How is this building up so sensational? And then I'm gonna ask you some questions. I'm gonna hear one more answer from you, and then I'm gonna ask you some questions. Come on, moisture, condensation. That's what we're gonna call you. We're gonna call you condensation. Don't block him. Fuck that. If y'all get burned in the hot seat, that's the mood I'm in. I'm blocking everything. I'm catching bodies today. Where's Moist at, man? Moist, answer quick. It's past your bedtime. Oh my gosh. See? Why does it take so long? Wow, London Taylor came back a 5th or 6th time. You want to get in the stream that bad. Wow. I told you we popping. That's what happens when your streams be popping. They get hot seated and now they try, let me back in, you motherfucker. Okay, now I'm going to ask you questions because you're beating around the bush and not answering anything. It doesn't make sense for AJ and Wilder to fight right away. How doesn't it make sense when they both just took care of their mandatories? They both knocked out everyone that stepped in the ring with them before. And the 2018 hasn't even started. So why does it not make sense to happen next? You're lying. I want to see it. If they said it's next, I wouldn't have one complaint. Oh my God. Listen to what I'm talking about from a promoting standpoint. This shit is not, listen, this shit, y'all keep saying that, see, I gotta bury another one, man. Y'all keep acting like this fight was just talked about just after Bermane Stiverne got knocked out. It's simply not the case. People have talked about this longer than you're giving credit for it. It's not like Bermane Stiverne got knocked out and Carlos Takam got knocked out, and then all of a sudden people were like, oh, I gotta see this. See, media, I back up everything I'm saying. We live, baby. Look, I have a video for 9 months ago. Guess what it was about? I could have had a baby in this amount of time. Anthony Joshua on American Fight Deontay Wilder. This was 9 months ago. Look how many fucking views we got. 333. 333. London T. He came back a 7th time. But look. So obviously the interest is there. If I'm making videos 9 months ago and it has over a 250,000, right? Anthony Joshua, another video, another over a 250,000. Anthony Joshua warns 50 Cent, we gonna fuck up Deontay Wilder, we're coming, right? 2 months ago. So this was well before Stiverne got his ass knocked out. Joshua finally responds to Deontay Wilder call out, right? 5 months ago, another over a 250,000, right? Another over a 250,000. Wilder calls out Anthony Joshua 3 months ago, right? So you guys keep making it sound as if this fight was just talked about and, oh, it needs to build up. You know, why does it need to build up? We've been talking about this. This has been a point of contention. I'm showing you videos from 9 months ago. Hold on, we got more. We got work. See, y'all not ducking these fades. 6 months ago, 156K. Deontay Wilder warns Anthony Joshua. So what are you talking about? It needs more time to build up. We've been talking about this. Look, at least me, and I'm getting views on it. 30,000 6 months ago. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are people really saying to me? Wilder remains consistent. Wants Anthony Joshua unification. 1 month ago. 9 months ago. 1 year ago. Deontay Wilder calls out Anthony Joshua. Let's make sooner now. See, that's the... Look, 43,000 1 year ago. I'm showing you. I'm showing you the proof. So once again, I know you're getting buried, but you guys keep acting like like people just wanted to see this fight for the first time. I showed you several videos covering this stuff, and that's how I know, because I'm on my job and I'm covering this shit. The videos are getting views, and some of the videos from 9 months, a year ago. So what are you talking about? So how are you acting like this is something new? Like, oh, it's still got to build up. Just like Canelo Triple G. It didn't need to build. It could have happened in 2016, to be honest. It didn't have to build up because people had been talking about that fight for at least a year before 2016. You know what I'm saying? So you guys are lying with this, oh, it got to build up. And once again, as a boxing fan who's going to receive no money from the fight, if anything, they're gonna have to pay money for tickets or pay for the pay-per-view, right? And they're worried about the promoting of it. Really? Why do you care about how it's promoted and built up? And see, this whole promotional build-up shit doesn't make sense, because so you mean to tell me if if Wilder fought Dillian Whyte next, you would watch that? And if Joshua fought Gerald Miller, you would watch that, but you wouldn't watch two champions who are arguably, or really the best two in the division. You wouldn't watch that next, but you would watch Carlos Takam versus Joshua. You would watch Kubrat Pulev. You would watch Gerald Miller. How does that even make sense? That's like me saying, man, fuck Canelo versus Triple G. That needs more time to build. But I definitely want to see Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders. Why? Why? I mean, it's not that it's a terrible fight, but I would rather see Canelo fight Triple G than Billy Joe Saunders if I had to pick. So what are you guys really saying right now? Okay, Jan says that's not the point. Hold on. So do we need to keep going with this first hot seat? Do we need to keep going? Or did I burn him enough? Do I have to keep making the points? I don't even remember his name. Somebody snitch him out. What's his name? Did he get an L? Like I said, fans talking like promoters. You're not going to receive no money from this fight at all. From Eddie Hearn. You think Eddie Hearn going to give you some money? Like, yeah, thanks for promoting it. Here you go. And then start counting off bands? He's not. So what are you talking about? I gotta wait from a promotional standpoint. And yet again, another reason I know y'all are full of shit. Marvin Moy says, damn chill, Ego. There ain't no chill today, because y'all keep making excuses. Chill, that was last week. We ain't chilling today. So Moist, and thank you for responding. Now I remember who it was. Moist getting that work. Pause. But another reason why it's full of shit is because if you listen to what a lot of people like you are saying in their entirety, then it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense for the simple fact that people's biggest gripe about Wilder is he's the B side, but they're saying he should send the A side of the contract. People's biggest gripe with Wilder is that he ain't fought nobody and he doesn't have that significant name. So you mean to tell me to build up the fight, if he knocks out a guy who already got knocked out by the guy that he really wants to fight, that's going to give him the significant name that makes you just respect Wilder and stop calling him Bum Squad? Explain that. What you smoking on, bruh? I'm smoking on this blocked from you. You're blocked, and that's what I'm smoking on. We lit you up and you blocked. Hunts. If you like, I'm telling you, all that dumb comment, you're on drugs, and okay, I'm on drugs and I'm getting high as fuck on blocking you. So moving on. Y'all getting work today, and that's what they do. They start, oh, your beard sucks. You're fucking ugly. Like you gotta say something else because you can't fuck with me in this hot seat. You know what I mean? They say stupid shit. What are you smoking? I don't smoke. I barely even drink. You know what I mean? I drink socially when I want. I'm with a chick or some dinner date, but I barely even do that. So you're not gonna use no stupid shit, no distractions against me. Back to Moist. Do you really think the people who are calling Wilder Bum Squad right now are gonna be like, wow, he just knocked out Dillian Whyte. He's the man. Joshua better think twice before fight. No, because that's a common opponent that Joshua also knocked out, right? I didn't see Joshua knock out Eric Molina and be like, damn, Wilder better watch out, because he knocked out a guy that Wilder already knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So these are lies. These are lies that fans keep perpetuating to not see a fight. Hey, London Taylor is y'all talking about drugs. He fuck around and made 8 or 9 accounts, and my mods is on his ass, and he keeps getting blocked. Why would you keep making accounts to come back? This shit is funny. Anyway, let's vote on Moist. We gotta keep the show rolling. Moist, if you got that L, put your L's up. Put your L's up. New media, put your L's up. Casket that boy. When you think with this, as opposed to this, you get a lot farther. All right then, Moist, it's been real. Hey, Mod, get Moist up out of here. I don't even like that name. Thank you to J-Dog. Another one bites the dust. Thank you guys for your engagement and voting. Let's get the likes up, man. We had over 250 people in the chat, and we don't have 200 likes. I think we could do better. And I know I'm trying to entertain and, you know what I mean, do some hot seats, talk boxing, just give my opinion. So if you guys could help out with the likes. Ego, did you ever get your $40? What do you think? No. That's what I'm saying, that internet shit. People, oh, I'll pay you, man. If Luis Cuba is gonna knock out Jacob. He didn't even throw enough punches to knock out Jacobs. And of course I don't get my money, so whatever. London Taylor, that ain't my boy. We fried him. Battle Tester said Ego don't want no work from me. You right, because you blocked. Like I told you, I don't deal with desperate dudes. Dudes that are begging to get in the hot seat and repeatedly putting stuff, you automatically get an L, because that's unflattering for a grown-ass man to be begging for another man's attention. Oh, Ego don't want this work. You may have taken care of Moist, but I'll finish you. Oh, fuck yeah. That's what? I told you we having a block party today. We having a block party. All that dumb shit, we gonna expose that. Once again, y'all keep putting stupid comments and laughing. Wilder deserves 50-50 split. Listen, once again, I'm not in another man's pockets. I don't really care. If Joshua gets 90 and Wilder gets 10 and he's cool with that, then I'm cool with that. I don't really care about that stuff. Y'all the ones that care about another grown man's money and what cars he'll be able to buy with his money. Until they cashing me out and adding some of that to my YouTube check directly or direct deposit, I really don't care about 50-50 split, whatever they negotiate. That's what y'all care about. I don't care what kind of cars Joshua has, what trips he goes on, like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what cars or, oh, Wilder got the suicide door. Man, I'm trying to get the suicide doors. What are y'all talking about? Don't tell me about another man's money unless he's sharing it with me. Pause. Y'all keep oh, you think Wilder deserves 50-50, dude? You fucking think he did? I don't care. I don't care about 50-50, 60-40. I don't care if Wilder gets Chuck E. Cheese tickets and $50, you know what I mean? Whatever they decide on that negotiation, and that's their business. I don't really care about the split. That's what I'm saying. This is why I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. Y'all keep telling me about purse splits. I talk numbers for the sake of information and informing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not talking numbers because it's like just my thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care if it's a 50. If they like, you gotta. I got a phone call and it fucked up. But what's that movie where he said you don't get what you're worth, you get what you negotiate? What is that from? I know it's from a movie. You don't get what you're worth, you get what you negotiate. So, I mean, that's part of negotiations. You know what I mean? Y'all sound like mindless. Someone said, "Chill, ego. Let's talk boxing." What the fuck? Am I talking about Martha Stewart's cooking show? What are you talking about? Let's talk boxing. I am talking boxing. That's what this whole stream is about. I'm not telling you about my personal life and who I'm dating. Like, what are you talking about? Let's get back to boxing. Thought I was talking about boxing. Anyway, like, you notice when Ward fought Kovalev, I may do a video about the numbers or purses or whatever, but that's not the focal point of anything that I even care about. Like, I'm not like, hey man, Ward's getting so much more money than Kovalev, because I just want to see a good fight. I want to see who wins. It had nothing to do with how much money Ward's gonna get, how much money Kovalev's gonna get. What? But restart the stream? Why? I don't know about Lomachenko Rigo press conference. They're not really promoting it that much. And see, and you know what's so cold about the boxing game? I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna be real as fuck. The sad thing is, hold on. The sad thing about this whole boxing game is this: people somehow find a way to finagle it, and because you're speaking from the heart and speaking your mind, they flip it like you hate this fighter or you're anti this fighter. And if Joshua beat Wilder to become this man or later become undisputed, I would be happy for him. If Wilder does it, I'll be happy for him. I merely want to see it. I want to see who is that person, you know, and then I could be happy for the winner. The loser, they'd have to climb back up. Shit, it's boxing, it happens. But people try to spin it like you hate these fighters and stuff. I just want to see who's capable of doing it, who would win. Period. I mean, we all have opinions. I think Errol Spence beats Keith Thurman, but if Keith Thurman proved me wrong, took the fight and beat Spence, I ain't mad at Keith Thurman. Like, oh, why the fuck you do that? I'd just be like, damn, I was wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's too much emotion in boxing. Like, some of y'all act like your life doesn't go on if a fighter loses. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't get it. I mean, we've seen, put it this way. If you've been a boxing fan for 8 years or longer, type me in the comment section. Just put me. If you've been a fan and you want to say you've been a fan for at least 8 years or longer, put me in the comment section. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So look, we got a ton of people that have been fans that they would consider themselves being a fan of this sport for 8 years or better. Now, part 2 to that question is, out of those 8+ years of being a boxing fan, can any of you guys say you are a big fan of a fighter and they've never lost? Right? And I don't even want, except for Floyd. But can any of you say that I was a fan of like 2 or 3 fighters and none of them lost? I said except Floyd because obviously he hasn't lost. Here, let me rephrase the question. Not a fan of any fighter who has never lost, but has any of your favorite fighters, anyone you would consider your go-to fighters, because we all have a lot, you know what I'm saying, have none of them lost? I mean, like, so they're all undefeated. So basically you like Joe Calzaghe, Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, and they all just retired undefeated. Honestly, be honest with yourselves. Can anyone say that? Like, all of your top fighters in the 8+ years, 10 years or whatever have been undefeated. Roy Jones has been defeated and knocked out. That's what I'm saying. So we got to get back to boxing. Like, you know how many of my favorite fighters have been brutally knocked out? Doesn't change nothing. Listen, like, you see the hats in the back. I'm a 49er fan since I was a kid. We won one fucking game this season. One, and that was yesterday. It don't change nothing. I'm still a Niners fan. I mean, even if I don't agree with all the changes and getting rid of certain players and stuff, Crabtree or whatever, it's life. It happens. People lose. Teams lose. You know what I mean? People acting like, and that's the problem with it. People act like you take 2 losses, retire, get the fuck out of here. Roy Jones is my favorite fighter, and I was damn near mad at Tarver. He followed me now on Instagram, but that broke my heart seeing Roy get knocked out by Tarver in a rematch. So I really didn't expect it, because he beat him the first time. But shit happened. Seeing Mike Tyson, my other favorite fighters, lose to people, Peter McBride and people he really could have beat. It happens, you know what I'm saying? We've all had it. So I don't understand what this mentality is in boxing, where people just act like they have to play promoter and protect the fighter. This is what they do for a living. This is what they love. This is what pays their bills. This is what they chose to do. And I'm not saying I want to see people die and like inhumane things, but this is what they do for a living, and they risk it all for our entertainment and whatnot. So it's like, why are people really trying to prevent these fights? Talking about, oh yeah, there's more money in the build-up. How much of that money are you seeing? Honestly, I make money in boxing from what I do, because it's my full-time job. But most people in this stream can't say that. They can't say that I got a 1099 from boxing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can go to fights and claim it on my taxes. Most people can't, because they're fans. So that's what I'm saying. Be a fan. Ask Yar Hussein $5 Shmoney Gang. He says, you're gonna have me tired at work every night, Eagle. I can't ignore these live streams. Yeah, man, because you know that we're gonna talk boxing. There's probably gonna be a couple casualties in that casket section of the hot seat. But man, back to this Wilder Joshua shit. I just want to see it. Props to AJ, props to Wilder. Make it happen. But listen, because I kind of want another hot seat while we're on the AJ Wilder subject. My question is this. Eddie Hearn and Joshua have both said it's got to definitely happen in 2018, right? Right? They said the fight has to happen. So, if you put, to build up Joshua or Wilder's profile, you put another one of your fighters in front of him, like a Dillian Whyte in the UK. Wilder literally just did it. It was on the Ropes Radio. I did a video about it. He did a podcast interview. He said, I'll come to the UK and I'll beat Dillian Whyte, put Joshua on the contract. Once again, my question to you guys is, if you know you have to make the fight and you say you already want to make the fight, both fighters want the fight. Joshua just said in an interview with Gulf News, he says, I can beat him, no doubt about it. I'm supreme, my supreme resume, my supreme gold medal to his bronze medal. So why not put it in the contract? Shout out to Rico Davis, $10 Shmoney gang. So what, like, I don't get it. Somebody please explain it to me. If you already have intentions of making the fight and you said it has to happen, then why won't you put it in the contract if he fights Dillian Whyte? Like, what's so wrong about that? If you're gonna make it anyway, you know, like, let's say I stop by my parents or something, and I tell them I'm going to 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven by my house has a Redbox. So let's say they rented a Redbox movie, and they said, hey, since you're going right over there, can you return this Redbox movie for us? I'm not gonna say no. No, I can't. Now, if it was out of the way and I was rushing to go somewhere, go to work or something, then maybe say no. But if I was already going to that same destination, I'm going to 7-Eleven, and literally the Redbox is in front of it, right? And my parents asked me, hey, can you return this Redbox for us since you're already headed that way? Then it's not going to be a problem. Same thing with what Eddie Hearn's saying. Eddie Hearn and Joshua said the fight must happen in 2018. So Wilder says, I'll go through your monkey drills and fight Dillian Whyte in the UK. Just promise me that I get Joshua next. And they're like, oh no, that's Eddie Hearn's like, nah, that's not how we handle business. That's sloppy. What's sloppy about it? It's spent, and here's the other catch side. Why is it sloppy when the whole point of you saying that Wilder and Dillian Whyte in the UK, in the O2 Arena, is to enhance Deontay Wilder's domestic profile or just make it a bigger fight? So it's like all signs point to Wilder and Joshua happening, and they say they want it to happen. All right, we got another hot seat. I see. Listen, in the words of Joe Budden, you fell for the mouse trap. I know if I just keep bumping my gums, there's gonna be somebody that's just like, ugh, I gotta put this and then you fell for the mouse trap. Now I gotta get you. Yun Duh is in the hot seat. Yes, I knew one of y'all would fall for the mouse trap. He says, try me. Oh, we're gonna try it. You know them little toys that you have to press it and pull the string and they talk and it says, try me? We gonna try you. Pause. Okay, you said it's sloppy, and so basically it's sloppy, aka it doesn't really make sense and it's not a right business move or whatever. So explain how it's sloppy. Oh man, a hot seat. We claiming victims, man. How is it sloppy? What is sloppy about it? So you say, here's a robot, my fighter can, and you said Dillian Whyte can beat Wilder. So even if you put a guarantee, if Whyte beats him, then he loses his belt. So he wouldn't even get to Anthony Joshua. So that's even more incentive, because you would put Joshua in the contract knowing he can't even beat Dillian Whyte, because you said that he can't beat Dillian Whyte. Where's Yanni at? Or whatever his name is. Isn't that a singer? Yanni? Where's Yandel or whatever his name is? So explain that to me. I responded, bro. Okay, hold on. Wilder wants a guarantee to fight AJ even if he loses against Whyte. Shaking my head. First of all, you're full of shit. Name, I'm on my computer right now. Name one time he says, give me AJ if I lose to Dillian Whyte. He never said that. I just talked to him, so I know you're lying. I talked to him at his last fight. Second of all, if he loses to Dillian Whyte, he loses his fucking WBC belt. The whole reason, the whole motivation behind that is champion versus champion. So if he lost, see, y'all, some of y'all are so dumb y'all don't even listen to what you say. If he lost to Dillian Whyte, that means he's no longer a fucking champion. So why would he want a guarantee to fight Joshua and he's not even a champion? Why would he think that's even remotely possible, knowing that Joshua and Dillian Whyte have history, and Dillian Whyte, by beating Wilder, would now be the WBC champion, so they would easily go into a match like that a guy he already beat for the belt. So I know you're lying. Now he says, of course he wouldn't say that. Shaking my head, come on. So you admit that he wouldn't say that, and you say shaking my head. So if he wouldn't say that, then why did you say he said that? What are you basing it off of? Wow. I really be having more faith in some of y'all in this hot seat. You just said, of course he wouldn't say that. Then why did you just say it? Why did you just say it? I never said he said that, bro. You literally just said, and the fans can, before you get blocked, they'll be able to look at your previous comments where you literally said Wilder wants to fight AJ even if he loses to White. That's exactly what you said. What? Now, you know what's funny about this, people? He's putting so many stupid things. He still hasn't answered the initial question that put him in here. But I tell you, memory like an elephant, in the words of E40. Ooh, memory like an elephant. So, since I have a memory like an elephant, let's get us back on track. You said it's sloppy to make a fight with Joshua, or make a fight with Wilder or White, and then with the promise of fighting Joshua next. So you still haven't explained how it's sloppy, and you're bodying yourself making up lies. So how's it sloppy? Let's get to that. Let's get back to the initial subject. How's it sloppy? Money, bro. That answers nothing. Now we have another person that they want bunk bed caskets. So Sleek Rick, he in the hot seat too. He said, yes, I think it's sloppy as well in support of Jan. Okay, since you support him, you get it the same. So now I got two people in the hot seat, and I'm about to fry both of y'all. Cool. So you're in the hot seat too. Why is it sloppy? I'll battle both of y'all right now, and Jan's pretty much out of responses, so we'll focus on you. So how's it sloppy? So we got one out of there. My moderator already blocked him because Jan wasn't talking about shit. So the other person agrees with Jan. So you tell me. How's it sloppy? Well, it doesn't matter if they're trolling because it's entertainment for all of us. If I had shit to do, I wouldn't even be on live stream, so it don't hurt me. You can troll, but it just makes them look dumb, and it just makes people who are defending the fight not happening look dumb. So, I mean, I get paid by the hour. I get paid for this, so it don't matter. So you agree with him? Where you at? How's it sloppy? Sleek Rick. Oh, he's trying to pull up a degree on me. He says, he said they have different business prospects. You need to separate concerns, ego. I've got an MBA, believe me. I don't care about your MBA because none of that matters when you're talking boxing. Because I got a degree. I got multiple degrees in boxing, and when it comes to this boxing knowledge, you ain't fucking with me. So you can leave the school shit and academic shit. That don't mean nothing. There's a lot of people. I know a lot of people that are academically smart, but they'll get robbed the fuck up in the streets because they're not street smart. Coupling White's career as a business to AJ's is sloppy risk management. Okay, explain. How's it risk management? Hey, ask yo who's there. Don't block him like that. Like when they're in the middle of the hot seat like that. Because I was gonna we gotta don't block him in the midst of the hot seat like that. Like I'm in the middle of asking questions. So I want to hear. See, because I want all these excuses. I want them deaded. So we'll get back. We'll do it the regular way. We'll have the people vote them off, and then all the moderators or me, whoever, can block them. But don't block them in the middle of in the middle of it, because I'm trying to prove a point, and I want people to see that they're full of shit. So, Mr. NBA, please explain. Please explain to us how it's sloppy. How does that? Listen, this hot seat is killing you boys. How does you're making it sound like you said it's risk management, which I don't even know what that is. You're making it sound like you're trying to bleed the two together, like White's contract is AJ's contract, which is fucking stupid. In all due respect, they're both separate business entities. It's called separation of concerns. Bro, no, you don't know what you're talking. Listen, now I gotta roast you because you're trying to talk on some astute school shit. Oh, it's a separation of concern. This is not real estate. This is not school, a classroom setting. This is boxing. Now I call you stupid? Yes, because you sound stupid. And that's funny because you were gloating about having a degree. But anyway, this is why. Because you're like, oh, separation of concern. 6 degrees of separation. All that extra trying to use big words, and that doesn't mean anything. Because the whole thing is, nobody's saying write a contract and negotiate with Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua in the same room, and then you guys are all on one binding contract. That is not the case at all, right? That's not the case. No one's saying you're trying to bleed it together to make it like it's a conflict of interest. I understand AJ and Dillian Whyte don't like each other, but his contract would still be his contract, right? It'll be his own separate entity. Whatever terms they agree on would be for their fight. Wilder, what he's asking is to put it in writing, basically, not like on one piece of paper. That's not even how. If you've ever seen a boxing contract, it's not one piece of paper. It's multiple. Most contracts, most anything. If you apply for food stamps, right, something like that, medical, it's not going to be one piece of paper. It's going to be multiple pieces of paper. So get that right. You're trying to bleed it together like I'm saying Dillian Whyte has to sign right here, and then Joshua's signing right here. That's not what this is about. And I'll give you an example. Listen, I see the super chat, but when people are in the hot seat, I gotta focus on that. So we'll go back to the super chat. But you're trying to bleed the two together to make it look like it's a conflict of interest or separation of concerns, but it's really not. Now I'm about to body you because I'm gonna give you some examples, right? This is how we do, man. And you can take that NBA and shove it because that don't have shit to do with what we talking about. Hold on. So here it goes. Andre Ward. Hold on. See, I gotta show y'all too. That's why it's taking so long. ESPN, Andre Ward signs HBO deal, begins November 21st, on the way to Kovalev showdown. Super middleweight, Andre Ward has cleaned out 168, blah, blah, blah. Right? And this whole article from ESPN is how Andre Ward signed a multi-fight deal with HBO, and the main course, after 2 voluntary tune-ups, the main course was Kovalev. So we knew every Ward fight we watched, up to 2 fights, that he was going to fight Kovalev. If he kept in his winning ways, if he kept winning, he was fighting Kovalev. That's what we knew. Same thing with Kovalev. He could fight Pascal, he could fight Isaac Chilemba. And we knew if he got past Pascal, which he knocked him out in the rematch, if he got past Chilemba in Russia, which he did and he knocked him down, then he was fighting Ward next. I talked to Main Events. I got interviews with them. They knew about it. I talked to I have an interview with Main Events from the Ward Sullivan Barrera, which was his first fight at the official light heavyweight, right? And she told me then, which was in March, because I remember when I worked that particular fight, my birthday's March 25th. When I worked that particular fight, I worked on my birthday to cover the weigh-in or something, right? So she told me, Main Events told me, yes, we're fighting Ward. They just have to keep winning. And Kovalev has to keep winning. The deal's already in place. So that's a prime example of a deal that was clearly made before their last 2 opponents. So how is it sloppy? How is it sloppy when Ward signed a multi-fight deal with HBO and he knew he had to see Kovalev within his third fight, right? That's one example, and I just showed you. Number two, see, this is gonna be that ether, that slow burn. I went to school. Don't get that twisted. Y'all making shit up. I went to school. See, that's why I know these dudes can't fuck with me, because from any level, we got that work. Now, here's example two. Canelo beat Chavez Jr.'s ass. Immediately after the fight, Golovkin walks into the ring and they announce this fight. Shout out to Big Time, $15 super chat. Don't mind me just showing support for the big homie. Shout out to you for the $15 super chat. I really appreciate it. So, once again, example number two. Name, how could they get Golovkin in the ring immediately after Chavez Jr. if they didn't agree to fight? Now, the only difference with that, the Ward Kovalev situation was very public knowledge, right? Because ESPN was writing articles and everyone else. And they Golden Boy kind of surprised the public by bringing Golovkin in the ring and saying, hey, deal's done. But clearly, there's no way that they would have been able to, after the Chavez Jr. fight, have a press conference for this fight and taking these pictures. So you said it was sloppy. I told you this was going to be that slow burn. This is that slow death, right? So explain to me, since it's so sloppy. Hold on, I'm in the middle of giving you that slow burn. That's why I'm not responding. So if you're putting stuff, I'm not even seeing it, because like I said, I'm giving you that slow burn. So my question to you, Sleek Rick, or whatever your name is, Slick Rick. How did they have Golovkin immediately come into the ring after Canelo pieced up Chavez Jr.? How did that work? So clearly, this was something that was orchestrated. This was agreed upon. And K2 and Golden Boy clearly had a deal in place that if Canelo got past Chavez Jr., however he was to do it, then the Golovkin fight would be next. Prove that wrong. Prove that wrong. And we still going with the slow burn. But Sleek Rick, now respond. Did Canelo sign the contract though? He was bounded by the contract? What the fuck are you talking? Listen. Did Canelo sign the contract? Why did he say, Golovkin, you're my friend. You are next. And why are they doing this if he didn't sign the contract? Obviously this was a done deal. Because how would they announce it? Look at Oscar. So what do you mean, did he sign the contract? If he didn't sign the contract, why would Golovkin? Do you see this? Okay, listen, I'm gonna tell you guys. If for people who have, I got good grades. I got honor roll. Sometimes even when I skip school, I would still get good grades. You know what I'm saying? But I also have street smarts too. So if you're from the hood or you've been around the hood, stuff like that, people who've only experienced one, like they don't have street smarts, they try to get you like academically. But the thing is, you can't fuck with me because it's not like I have school smarts. I have very strong English skills. I was in the math club, different things like that. And I know you're not going to beat me when it comes to street smarts. So what you're trying to do is oh yeah, but was it legally binding? Listen, if they had a press conference immediately after, then that means both fighters knew what the fuck was up. And see, listen, whether it was legally binding or not, they fought next. Because I was at the fight. I got the credential right there. I was at the fight. So obviously, it must have been legally binding, because Canelo, if he didn't want to fight Golovkin, then why didn't something come up and he fought someone else? So clearly, if they're doing all of this, and this fight actually, yes, I went to college, but that don't have nothing to do with this ass whooping in the hot seat. Once again, I could understand if Canelo didn't fight Golovkin next after doing all this, right? Then you could say, oh, obviously it wasn't legally binding. But yeah, I would say it's legally binding if he actually fought him next. You know what I mean? The only way you could even argue that it wasn't a contract was if if they did a press conference and said this was next and it wasn't next. But since it was Canelo and Golovkin's very next fight, then yeah, I want to say this was already agreed upon. Do y'all want me to hit him with one more slow burn? Y'all know I like the death blow. Y'all want me to hit him with the death blow, or is that enough? Shout out to Askiar Hussein. He gave me that purple joint, that $50 super chat. He said, I'm out. Mods, hold it down. Much love. Askiar Hussein just dropped a bomb. $50 super chat. Wow. Thank you, Askiar. Do y'all want that death blow? Because like Swiss B said, we're not done. We're not done. See, that's what happens. Real recognize real. Askiar Hussein is real. And he understands that the hot seat is... He said, still haven't proved me wrong how tying fighters' contracts to one another, regardless of their financial prospect, isn't sloppy. Business, that's the argument. How haven't I proved you wrong when I just gave you 2 examples of people who had fights, future fights? Even with Ward, he had 2 fights. So actually, Ward and Kovalev had 2 fights apiece. That's 4 fights. So there was 4 fights that had to go right for Ward and Kovalev to actually fight each other. So that's 4 fights in the future. So what are you talking about? Ward fought Sullivan Barrera and he fought Alexander Brand. Kovalev fought Jean Pascal in a rematch, and he fought Isaac Chilemba in Russia. So that means there were 4 fights that all had to go the way of the big name fighter, Ward or Kovalev, for us to see Ward or Kovalev. So what do you mean? So that was a success. They obviously planned for the future. I just told you, Canelo versus Triple G. Triple G was in the ring seconds after the Chavez Jr. verdict was rendered, right? Now, since he tried to talk smart, y'all want that death blow? If y'all want me to hit him with that death blow, can I get a hell yeah? And I prepare for dudes like this. You have all the MBAs and bachelor's degrees and master. I don't care about none of that. You will get 8 in this hot seat. If y'all want that death blow, let me get a hell yeah. Y'all want that death blow? Okay. Put a hell yeah if you want that death blow. Because I'm really about to body this man. I told you, see, some of the deaths, some of the kill streaks, I like to take my time with it. I really do. So I can really make the point. I need a couple more hell yes. Keep them coming. I'm trying to... Keep it coming. Hit that like button too. We should really be over 200 likes by now. Because I'm class is in session. I'm not playing with these boys today. Hit that like button. Can we get to 200 likes so I can really give this man his death blow? Yeah, of course they're still swinging. Exactly. Why no L's? Because it was an even argument. No, that's not why. It's because the fans are waiting for the death blow and we haven't even voted. That's not why. And you see, now you're making it worse for yourself because you keep talking, and that's what these boys do. They keep talking, and he's like, oh yeah, this was even. This ain't close to even. You getting bodied. You getting fried. Once we get to 200 likes, I'm gonna hit you with that death blow, and you'll be like, oh, whoa, I didn't even think about that. Whoa, ego came with it. Whoa, I'm cooked. All right, we got 200 likes. It's time for me to put the kiddies to bed. Hold on. I told you I'm gonna start wearing ski masks when I do these streams. My IG is Boxingego, at Boxingego. Now it's time to hit him with the death blow. Death Row East. So just for, if y'all just tuning in, or if you guys catch on the replay and you fast forwarded or something, his whole argument in the hot seat is that it's sloppy or bad business for Eddie Hearn to really, one of his fighters he promotes, Dillian Whyte, that he's pushing on Deontay Wilder. Wilder agreed and said, I'll fight him even though I'm the champion. I'll come and travel for the challenger if you guarantee me Joshua. So his argument is that Sleek's argument, and you're not that sleek because you're getting body. His argument is that that's bad business or that's sloppy, right? And he has an MBA degree, so he's the man, right? So he's saying that's bad business. So basically he's saying it's bad business to not separate the two, fight one guy, clear that out, and then go into negotiations with the other. And I gave him two very accurate, very solid examples of fights that were clearly established and premeditated beforehand, before the outcomes of other fights. That was Ward and Kovalev. We knew with this new HBO multi-fight deal, right? We knew that Ward Kovalev, if they kept winning, was going to be a thing. We knew as soon as Canelo beat Chavez Jr. that the Golovkin fight was next, because they both jumped in the audience, in the stage, had a press conference and did a face-off. Now, since I got you guys all caught up, it's time to murder you with the death blow. And here it goes. If y'all want me to put Sleek to bed with the death blow, can I get another hell yeah? I just need another hell yeah, because this, like, I'm starting to enjoy the feeling of catching these bodies. Like, I feel like Wilder. I just want me a body. I'm so frustrated. Let me hit this boy with the death blow. Hold on. Okay. Let me hit him with the death blow, yo. He says it's bad business to basically be thinking ahead on fights when you deal with this guy and that's it, just cut and dry. So explain to me, after Anthony Joshua at the O2 Arena knocked out Eric Molina, Deontay Wilder's leftovers, and immediately after, guess who jumped in the ring? Vladimir Klitschko, and they announced Joshua Klitschko was the very next fight to happen. So clearly a big mega fight that would sell 90,000 plus at Wembley was already agreed upon for Klitschko to be in the crowd, and it was clearly orchestrated for him to jump in the crowd, or jump in the ring seconds after he won to announce the fight. How else would that have happened? And the proof is new media 11 months ago. Holy shit, Anthony Joshua versus Vladimir Klitschko made official. Boxingego. I told you I was gonna give him that slow burn. Look, Anthony, this is a video I did. Joshua Klitschko is official. Who wins? So, just so you guys know, December 10th. This is the card where he fought Eric Molina, December 10th, 2016, and he knocked him out, I think, in the second round. And Luis Ortiz was also on the card, on the undercard, and he knocked out Dave Allen or something. So, listen. How the fuck was the Klitschko fight announced immediately after Eric Molina gets knocked out if they didn't agree upon it? Oh, we're not done. We're not done. They say a picture said 1,000 words, man. They say a picture said 1,000 words, man. So how did Klitschko hop his ass in the ring after Eric Molina got knocked out? Immediately after. And Klitschko was on the mic like he's B-Rabbit. Immediately after the fight. Now, Sleek Reek, I know your body's starting to get cold and you're panicking because you're getting killed out here. He says they agreed separately. Ego, listen to yourself. So, using your logic, why can't they agree? Why can't they do the exact same thing and agree separately? See, once again, I never said put Dillian Whyte's contract and then put Joshua and they both got to sign on the same contract. I never said that. It could be a separate piece of paper. You could still have a legally binding separate contract on a separate piece of paper with Joshua Wilder terms and then Dillian Whyte. Nobody says this has to be in the same contract. Like, say the contract's 10 pages long. I never once said you have to put Joshua's name anywhere in Wilder versus Whyte contract. So if they did it with Klitschko, why can they not do that with the Dillian Whyte fight? How can they not do that? And again, I've never said combined contracts, and Wilder never said combined contracts. Wilder simply said, he said, give me a written guarantee that I get Joshua next. So how can they do that? They can do the same thing. Wilder fights February 3rd, O2 Arena against Dillian Whyte. If he knocks him out, have Joshua ringside, and Joshua hops up in the ring, do a press conference, do a face-off, just like you did with my man's Klitschko, Dr. Steelhammer, and then you get the fight cracking next. And you said that's sloppy business, but it wasn't sloppy business right here, was it? Oh, now that was different. Why can't they do the same thing? Look, Eddie Hearn right here. He's like, damn. You got a straight up point, Ego. He said Eddie Hearn's a man of his words. Fuck that. Nobody's going off of that. No one's going. If you a man of your words, then put it in writing. Why wouldn't you put it in writing? If you a man of your words and you're not, that's like the dude said he promised that he would pay me if Luis Audience knocked out or got. You guys were on the stream. He said if Danny Jacobs loses, or if Danny Jacobs beats Luis Cuba Arias, which is what I was saying, he said he'll give me $40. And he promised up and down that he would. I haven't seen the dude in any of my streams since, and I've done several. Y'all got to learn to take these caskets. So again, Sleek, you shouldn't even have any more responses, but explain to me, since you have an MBA, you got the degree, you smart, right? How were they able to create some kind of separate deal clearly before the Eric Molina outcome? Because you don't just have Klitschko conveniently in the audience. He conveniently has a press conference immediately after. So please explain why the same rules could not apply if you really and truly knew you were going to make the Joshua Wilder fight. Why couldn't they do that? Why can't they do the same thing? If you get past Dillian Whyte and he gets knocked out in the 3rd round, then bring Joshua in the ring and then you announce the fight. Because you already had a separate contract and a separate negotiations done. If some people are complaining about the stream, it's probably starting to stop it because it's too hot. Because I'm burning you boys alive in this hot seat. So it's probably getting too hot right now. Trust me. Okay, now he's saying trust me, it was coupled with Molina contracts. A promise isn't binding. Yo, in the words of Jay-Z, we don't believe you, need more people. Fuck all of that stuff you talking about. Whatever they did to get Klitschko immediately after Molina got his ass knocked out by Joshua, they could do the same thing and announce the fight like Canelo and Triple G did. Like Ward, I was at Ward Kovalev Brand. After Alexander Brand, see, I told you you should have stopped, because now I start turning to Ego Veli, because you want to keep going, and now you get fried, and it's not like I don't want to do people like this. Like Roy said, I don't want to turn back to the old RJ, but now you making excuses and you know you body. So I'm gonna bring up another example. You can't win this. You should have stopped talking. I told you. You should have just enjoyed the stream like everybody else. Kept it pushing. Now you got to get this work. See, I back up what I'm saying, and I can show you what I'm saying, and I cover boxing, and I be at the spots, right? Hold on, I'm just pulling it up, people. Give me a second. It's in here somewhere, right? I gave you 3 examples. Damn, 3? And you can't disprove any of them. Hold on. He wanted to keep talking, so we're going to make this one. I told you it was going to be that slow burn. Y'all didn't believe me, but oh well. Okay, here it is. See, new media. And it's my video, so I don't gotta worry about copyright. Now, I covered the Alexander brand, right? I covered the brand fight for Ward. This is my video. Read the title. Andre Ward and Sergey Kovalev face to face in ring for the first time after Ward win on HBO. Because guess what? They organized it. Look, this is me. Ringside. Ringside shotty, man. Look, Virgil Hunter. Who else is that? Oh shit, that's Ward after victory. And Kovalev. He's shaking his head. Okay. See, he said November 19th. So how did they have Kovalev? Listen. Look at Ward. Once again, that's 3 examples of fights that were clearly made and agreed upon because they immediately had the people jump in the ring. Ward Kovalev, Canelo Triple G, and Klitschko versus Joshua. That's 3. That's 3. So if Eddie Hearn he says it must happen and all this, he could easily do what Ward and Kovalev did, what Canelo and Triple G did, what he even did with Joshua Klitschko. Agree upon each fight individually, separately. Agree upon it. Write up separate contracts that are verbally agreed upon for each individual fight. And then after, to build the hype, do a press conference just like these 3 fights. Do a face-off. Get people excited because they know the very next fucking fight is them fighting each other. Boom. Now let's vote. If he got that slow burn, put your L's up. Put your motherfucking L's up. Shit's too easy, man. What happened to all that degree shit? I got an MBA. You better get a refund because you just got bodied, son. Yo, admin, get Sleek Reek up out of here. Get him out of here. Bend Over is no longer with us. I can tell when people are trolling. Thank you. I told you I was gonna stretch that one out, but you knew I was gonna get my body. Again, it's bullshit. So, and anybody, you guys could show Eddie Hearn, tell me how Klitschko immediately jumped in the ring after the Molina fight. Like, first of all, what if Molina knocked out Joshua? You wouldn't know. So clearly they're banking on Joshua winning, and clearly they had a deal in place with Klitschko because he hopped in and they did a fucking face-off, right? Same thing with Ward Kovalev. I'm showing you. That's Ward after he beat Brand, and that's Kovalev. And you guys already know the famous Canelo versus Triple G one. Look. Sergey Kovalev and Andre Ward HBO pay-per-view announcement. And he's interviewing them both. So once again, since I told y'all don't want the hot seat work. You don't want the hot seat work. So once again, that takes organization. Kovalev doesn't live in Oakland. I live close to Oakland. Kovalev don't live out here. So to get Kovalev to come to the Andre Ward fight and to jump in the ring, he had to know what was going on. Canelo and Chavez happened in Vegas. Golovkin don't live in Vegas. So he knew he had to be in attendance because they were going to announce that because there was a deal in place. Klitschko, I don't know where the fuck he lives in, either USA or Germany or something, but he made it to the O2 Arena for the Molina fight because they knew it was an announcement and they had to do an announcement for it. So why can that not be the same thing and the same type of whatever? Like, this is what I'm telling you. People try to overly smart you, and I got an MBA, and that's called a conflict of interest and separation of concerns. none of that matters, because the bottom line is this: whatever terms you did and separation of concerns and this and that and the G14 classified, all that, they made it work for Klitschko. So why could you not do the same thing for Joshua Wilder? So in my opinion, Eddie Hearn doesn't want to commit to the Wilder fight next, because maybe he wants to string it out and have maybe he wants to have another fight. Like, let's say if Wilder gets past Dillian Whyte, maybe he don't want to happen until later in the year, or he doesn't want it to happen at all or something. Because again, if it was that easy, then why wouldn't you do that? Why wouldn't you just do what you did for the Klitschko fight? Because Klitschko immediately upon Joshua's victory was in the ring. If Wilder fights Dillian Whyte, who's highly ranked now at the WBC, at the O2 Arena in February, you can do the same type of agreement or whatever, and then have Joshua face off if Wilder is victorious in the O2 Arena, announce the fight, and then that could be next, just like Canelo Triple G, Ward Kovalev, and Klitschko Joshua. He is buying time. Well, exactly. I mean, so that's what I'm saying. You can't say like say you went to a restaurant and your friend just went there yesterday and they got their steak medium rare, and then you go to that restaurant and they're like, hey, we don't do medium rare, but you just did it yesterday. You just did it yesterday for my friend. My friend Snapchatted me a picture of it, and now you're talking about you can't do it medium rare. So that's how you know, like I said, listen to what people say then and listen to what people say now. If you couldn't do it, you wouldn't have already done it. Period. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh, that's sloppy. So if it's so sloppy, then why did you have a pre-existing contract with Klitschko and he jumps in the ring immediately after the Eric Molina performance? But now if Wilder beats Dillian Whyte, it's too sloppy to agree and to work on the next fight. That doesn't even make sense. Somebody explain that. Get this hot seat. So why couldn't they do the same thing? So to me, that has to show you something, since they've already done it. And it'd be one thing if Ward Kovalev and Canelo Triple G did it with their fights, but Eddie Hearn and Joshua did it. They did it with their own fight. Klitschko fight was announced December 10th. Because I was at Omaha. I told you I was in Omaha covering Crawford's fight. There was hella boxing on that night. Julian J. Rock Williams and Charlo happened that night. There was so much boxing on. That's how I remember it so vividly. So Klitschko and Joshua didn't fight till like April, and it was announced in December. So once again, if Eddie Hearn's saying the fight absolutely happens in 2018, Joshua is saying it has to happen in 2018, Wilder's acting like a madman trying to get the fight, then why can't they do the same thing? Why you guys are making it like Wilder's request is so ludicrous and so sloppy and it's bad business to work on a contract for whatever the Dillian Whyte stipulations and terms are, and then to make another separate binding contract that Joshua is next if he in fact wins. So what's so sloppy about it? Why'd you do it for Klitschko? I don't want this work, man. New media's fucking you boys up. Oh, I got an NBA. Most bullshit award? That's the NBA you got. And see, to me, to me, this is no shade. I like Dillian Whyte. This is no shade, but to me, that shows a level of concern with Eddie Hearn. Straight up, because Eddie Hearn says Dillian Whyte would beat Deontay Wilder. So if you're that confident that Dillian Whyte will beat Deontay Wilder, then why don't you just give him what he wants, put the concern or put the Joshua clause in there or whatever, or separate contract, or however you do it, however you did it with Klitschko, right? And then you know the road stops with Dillian Whyte, so it doesn't really matter. So obviously he's not, to me, that's showing you he's not that confident that Dillian Whyte absolutely stops or beats Deontay Wilder. That's why he's not willing to just without an outcome of how Wilder looks versus Dillian Whyte, if he knocks him out brutally, if he loses, if he with that level of uncertainty, he doesn't want to make that decision. He doesn't want to think that far ahead. That's what that shows me. Because you had no problem with Klitschko with it doing that. Probably because Joshua and Klitschko sparred, and Klitschko was 41 years old coming off a layoff and a loss. So you probably said like, oh, for sure we could beat this guy. You know what I mean? So you had no problem doing it. But when it comes to Wilder, you would rather wait and see how the fight unfolds with Dillian Whyte before you mess around and make the next agreement. That's what that shows me for whatever reason. And if you guys don't believe me, then y'all need to start asking Eddie Hearn that. Ask Eddie Hearn why he was able to do it with Klitschko and Joshua, but now all of a sudden it's like each fight is its own fight, and we got to separate that and get past one fight, and then we go back to the drawing board. Then why didn't you do that with Klitschko? Why was the fight announced why was the 2017 fight announced in 2016 immediately after Eric Molina got knocked out? Killing you boys, man. Ego got his own graveyard. Y'all know that, man. And see, my dude Askar Hussein dropped $50 super chat, so y'all know I had to come with the fire. Like, I'm not gonna let people donate in vain without coming with the facts. So again, to me, for what it's worth, my opinion, I don't think it's sloppy business. I don't think it's unmanageable. I don't think it's unrealistic to fight. I think it's something Eddie Hearn does not want to do for whatever his reason is, probably because he wants to see how Wilder looks versus Dillian Whyte. Because if it's another Bermane-Stavern rematch, repeat performance, then he might want to look to extend Wilder-Joshua even longer to get Joshua more on-the-job experience or whatever. And he's using the front of it's building up the fight. You know what I mean? That's what I think. That's what I think it is. I mean, unless you guys could think of a better reasoning, there has to be something. You didn't have a problem forward thinking with Klitschko, but now with Wilder, you're like, oh, we're not giving him no guarantee. Why would he give him a guarantee? Each fight is his own fight. And then people make excuses saying it absolutely shouldn't happen next. As far as I'm concerned, I swear to y'all, I'd rather see Dillian Whyte, Gerald Miller, Joshua Wilder on the same card. Boom, that's a hell of a card. Based on how Miller looked in his last fight and how Whyte looked versus Helenius, I'd rather see that in that order. You know what I mean? Because based on their last performance, if we're judging that, I don't know if either guy proved that they would that they would be able to beat the champion based on that performance. You know what I'm saying? There was some vulnerability shown or just different things where it would probably be best in their best interest to, you know what I mean, fight each other and then get your title shot to make sure you're absolutely ready and stuff like that. Crazy. So it's just all hesitation and stalling tactics and it's being masked under the guise of like, we got to build this fight up and that's bad business and sloppy. It ain't. No, you're a promoter. You make millions of dollars. You could do whatever the fuck you want if you really think about it. Golden Boy and Canelo, they did it with Golovkin. That's a damn good card. See, let me be a matchmaker. So whatever reason, I really feel like Eddie Hearn wants to extend it. And like I said, I'm not him, so I can only speculate. Y'all gotta ask him why he's doing that. But listen, if you had, man, I mean, this is unrealistic, but just imagine this. Joshua Wilder, co-main event would be like Danny Jacobs versus Saunders Lemieux winner, and then Gerald Big Baby Miller versus Dillian Whyte. That card is selling. I put on anything, that card would be hot. And nobody would be complaining. Like, oh, why didn't Wilder fight Dillian Whyte first? Nobody would be complaining. That would be an awesome, crazy card. You know what I mean? And actually, UK, to me, they don't stack cards like that. Well, at least with American stars mixed in like that. So that would be crazy to have a Wilder and a Jacobs on the same card. You know what I mean? Two American guys who are showing a lot of promise and stuff. So to me, there's no reason to delay it. And see, this is the other thing. I always say the same thing. Listen to what people say then and now. Eddie Hearn and Joshua both said the fight has to happen in 2018. So what's the harm in putting, if he gets past White, make some kind of contract or some kind of legally binding terms or sticky note or whatever you have to do that Joshua and Wilder happens next. If you already disclosed and admitted it has to happen. See, that to me, that shows me you possibly want to prolong it longer or something like that. Because if you know it has to happen and it's going to happen at some point, then why not guarantee it that it happens? Even if you did like Ward, to be honest, Ward and Kovalev both had 2 tune-up fights. But the thing is, people would be so happy knowing that. Like, make a contract right now and says, Joshua and Wilder, you both fight 2 tune-up fights, and you guys are fighting in each other in November or December. And then people would drop it because it would be just like Ward's situation, and they would know that, guess what? No matter what, if Ward keeps winning and Kovalev keeps winning, November 19th, they're going to face each other. You could do the same exact thing. So to me, it's not even exactly so much as it absolutely has to happen next, in my opinion. That's not even that, but you can create the terms and the contract that if both fighters win 2 fights, then you're fighting for sure in the 3rd fight, have the venue and all that established. So now at the beginning of the year, we're going to be checking for both guys' fights like we did Ward, like we did Sergey Kovalev, and we would know what was happening. How does that not make sense to people? Listen, I'm at Ward's fight August 7th. Max Kellerman announced a fight that was in November 19th. So he announced it months before. So everybody knew the deal. And I think if Hearn and Joshua, they keep making it like, oh, people are trying to make it like we're afraid or we're ducking, that would pacify fans. Because people would know, okay, they fighting in December. They fighting in November. They got up to 2 tune-up fights of their choice. And then that would get the heat off of it, because you know if Joshua and Wilder keep winning like they have won in 39 and 20 fights, that we got a mega fight at the end of the year. Boom. Problem solved. I see no problem with that. So it's not even about the fight has to happen next like that. But if you know it has to happen and you say it's going to happen in 2018, why not give us a date? Why not set everything up, all the parameters, and then, because like this is the thing, people keep making it like, oh, it's so sloppy. Andre Ward, I talked to him. Andre Ward, his deal with Brand had nothing to do with Kovalev. Main events wasn't there. They had no choice in opponent, glove size, ring size, nothing like that. When Kovalev fought Isaac Chilemba in Russia, Ward told me personally, I have it on tape, he said, I didn't even watch the fight. He said, I just heard the outcome and I haven't actually made the time to watch the fight. So that's proof that even though Ward and Kovalev were fighting each other in November, what they did in between was up to them. Like Ward, he didn't have no part in the Chilemba negotiations and like, oh, hey, I veto that. It can't happen in Russia. He didn't care where the Chilemba fight happened because it had nothing to do with him. Now, people are trying to make it like if Wilder and Joshua fight, you got to put all their names on the same contract. Somebody said some dumb shit on my video talking about that's not fair because Joshua and AJ hate each other. What are you talking about? Dillian Whyte versus Wilder would be its own contract, and Joshua and Wilder would be his own purse split and his own contract, whatever venue. Just like I said, with Ward Kovalev, Ward didn't even watch the Chilemba fight, or at least that's what he told me. So he had no bearing or no control on what network aired it and this and that. He didn't care. He just knew he had to fight Kovalev. And that's the contract he needed to worry about, of like what would happen, how much money he's getting versus Kovalev, this, that, and the third, the ring size and all that. So it could be the same thing with Wilder and Joshua. It's really not as complex as y'all are making it out to be. It really isn't. Ward didn't give a shit about whatever happened with Pascal and Isaac Chilemba negotiations. Just like Joshua, he don't have no whatever Wilder and Whyte agree upon, that's their shit. It's not like it's not like Joshua's rematching Whyte, so he wouldn't even care. He would just care about the outcome. Boom. We getting this work off today. I told y'all I was not playing no games. So like I said, people are overcomplicating this because they're making excuses. I just gave you several examples. Ward had no control, didn't care about the purse split, didn't even watch the fight with Kovalev Chilemba. That was their own negotiations. So that would be the same thing. Whatever split that Dillian Whyte and Wilder come up with, the venue, that don't have no bearing on Joshua. The only thing he would be concerned with was his contract with Deontay Wilder and where they're gonna fight and glove size and all that. Boom. Ever since Super 6 tournament, Ward been that dude for me. Yeah, clearly. And see, he's a guy that doesn't get all the credit, but his fights got made with little hesitation. Chad Dawson, I don't remember this. Like him, like, oh, I'm the A side over Chad. Like, you know what I mean? The Kovalev fight seemed to get made pretty smoothly. The rematch got made pretty smoothly. You told the truth about Ward. What'd you say? What'd you say about Ward? Parker versus Wilder? That shit can wait. To me, Parker has some developing to do. Oh, yeah. He said he went out like a bitch. Well, yeah, you deserve to get put in timeout. You calling another grown man out of his name that's accomplished more than you. So keep it up. You might get blocked. We're not here. Like, see, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are so emotional. Like, I'm not calling Joshua and Wilder out of their names and shit like that. I'm just telling facts. Either one benefits from snagging that belt. For Parker, though. So, what? I mean, not really. I mean, they just have another belt. The fight people want to see is Wilder Joshua. People need to stop just ducking the issue. That's the issue. That's the fight people want. That's the fight that, to me, will prove the most. The Joseph Parker, to me, he still has developing to do. So let him fight Lucas Brown. Like, that, see, and that just goes to show you who, like, where his head's at. Like, I heard they were trying to fight Anthony Joshua and got lowballed, but now they're talking about fighting Lucas Brown or something. So to me, that shows you where his team's head's at. Like, they pretty much feel that they have developing to do too, because who the fuck is Lucas Brown? No one's like really checking for him. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm not really worried about the Joseph Parker fight immediately. His belt is gonna stay with him or it's not. You know what I mean? The fight people want now is Wilder Joshua. That's the fight that would mean more for either guy's career. If Joshua beats Joseph Parker, that's cool, solid win. But if he beats Wilder, he's really the man. If Wilder beats Joseph Parker, cool. But if he beats AJ, then he's the man. So y'all gotta stop deriving from the actual issue. Wilder Joshua is hot. Just like Canelo Triple G. Listen, it's very similar. Canelo, and this is my honest opinion, Canelo versus Saunders Lemieux winner, that's not a bad fight. It really isn't. But you got unfinished business with Triple G. So how you gonna fight? Like, let's say Lemieux wins. Triple G already stopped Lemieux and knocked him down and punched him in the head when he was down. So my thing is this. You have unfinished business and a weird scorecard and some gray area in your last fight with Golovkin. So why would you not fight him and opt to fight Lemieux Saunders winner? And Golovkin beat one of them already. And in my opinion, he would have beat Billy Joe Saunders if they fought. So to me, why go after the lesser evil? Clear the air with the rematch. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing with Joseph Parker. You'll make more money. You'll get the WBC belt, which is highly respected, and everything. So you gain more. If Canelo beats Triple G cleanly, he'll gain more than if he beats Lemieux or Saunders. Straight up. So, I mean, boxing, you got to take some risks. And you already fought him 12 rounds. Why not just clear this shit up with Golovkin? You know what I mean? People talk, oh, what about Wilder and Joseph Parker? Why? AJ's the man. AJ's the cash cow. Why would you be going after a guy who's not as much of a cash cow, not considered as much of a threat, and has one less belt? Like, that doesn't even make business sense. See, y'all care so much about business shit, and then y'all telling Wilder should fight Dillian Whyte. He should fight Joseph Parker. Why? Y'all care so much about numbers and A-side and all this and that. Why should he fight a beltless Dillian Whyte in Dillian Whyte's backyard? Why should he fight a guy with one belt with a lesser name and no wins like a Klitschko instead of fighting the bigger star with 2 belts? Since y'all care about money so much. So Wilder's doing what he's supposed to be doing, putting a lot of pressure on. Listen, I got to give this Josh, because I'm literally like, I buried a couple people in the hot seat. Wilder, Joshua, we got to see what they do next. I don't even feel like talking about this fight right now anymore, because it's just like it's the same excuses. So I'm gonna give a break. I'm gonna take a break from this topic because it's exhausting. It's exhausting that as a boxing fan, we gotta like kick and scream to want to see a unification, and people actually make excuses. And it's not just Wilder Joshua, it's also Errol Spence. He just beat Kell Brook's ass, made him stop, and he's calling out Keith Thurman, and you still have people who are like, no, Thurman has 2 belts, Spence doesn't deserve it. But Keith Thurman can fight Jesse Vargas, and he deserves it. And he ain't fought in over a year, and Pacquiao beat his ass. You know what I'm saying? So how, you know what I'm saying? It's literally mind-boggling to try to understand the logic. Errol Spence doesn't deserve it, but he's considered the biggest threat at welterweight, and he's a champion. But he's not even worthy to challenge Keith Thurman for both of his belts. But a guy like Jesse Vargas, that makes a lot of sense. And he's been off for over a year, and he lost his last fight convincingly, even though I think he said he won it versus Pacquiao. I thought he lost convincingly. Thurman is fighting Vargas. It's not official, but it's rumored. You know what I'm saying? So once again, how you gonna dump on and shit on Errol Spence and say it makes no sense and Errol's not a star and this and that and all these excuses? But then if Keith Thurman says I'm fighting a tune-up with Jesse Vargas, then what happened to all those prerequisites? Same thing with Wilder versus Joshua. You're saying Wilder sucks, he's trash, this, that, and the third, right? No resume, chicken legs. So using that logic, if that's the standard of who's worthy of a Joshua fight, then Joshua shouldn't be fighting anybody who's lesser than Wilder, who brings less to the table, if that's your prerequisites. So yeah, man, it's like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Fans want to be businessmen and don't run no business of their own. They don't have no small-time craft store or something that they own, but they know so much about crunching numbers and other men's pockets. Crazy. So I'm done with Wilder Joshua right now. It's a good fight. They both need to make it happen. May the best man win. But these fans, this is what I'm on. I'm on these fans, man. These fans like, no, he needs to fight Dillian Whyte and prove himself. So he needs to fight a guy that got knocked out with no belt. That proves himself more than fighting the guy that knocked him out with a belt. Conor Ben's looking nice. You know what I mean? He got some power like his pops and shit. I seen highlights of the Josh Taylor. And that's good because Miguel Vasquez is kind of tricky. He fought Canelo twice, I think. So the fact that he stopped him, I thought that was impressive. Spence don't have great technique. What are you talking about? I can't even talk boxing with some of y'all. What are you talking about? Spence doesn't have great technique. What's not great? The way he turns his punches, the way he digs to your ribs. What's not great about it? Like, some of y'all are just. I don't even like talking boxing sometimes. Like, because some of y'all just say outlandish shit that I can't even understand. Y'all say Spence don't got great technique, but y'all like Brandon Rios or Leo Santa Cruz or something. Like, oh, Spence's technique is flawed, but you like Brandon Rios, so his technique is the best to you. Like, he just straightforward. Like I said, I don't like talking boxing with some of y'all because like little stuff. They do that to Wilder. Oh, his punches are too wide. Then you throw some short up the middle and catch his ass and knock him out and take his belt. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to talk about what Wilder sucks at this and chicken legs, but you're not exposing the chicken legs. You're not exposing the windmill Wilder. So if Errol Spence is straightforward, who gives a shit? Because it's working. Chris Algier. Okay, listen how dumb you sound trying to simplify that to just Errol Spence is just straightforward. James, you don't know shit about boxing, just deal with it. So Errol Spence is straightforward, but he busted Chris Algieri's ass and knocked him out. Pacquiao's not straightforward. Pacquiao's like, do. You know what I'm saying? Moving all around like fucking Jackrabbit and all this. He's not straightforward, but he couldn't even stop a catchweight Algieri. You know what I'm saying? And he had way more experience than Algieri. So obviously Errol's doing something right. Amir Khan, Ruslan Provodnikov. You know what I'm saying? How were they not able to stop Chris Algieri, but Spence did? And that was at the time probably his biggest step up fight. Dude, I've been fucking with boxing since late 70s. Well, it doesn't sound like you know it. I'm just saying, okay, so answer my question. Since you're Mr. 70s and you know so much, then how come Keith Thurman, who's not as straightforward, he'd be jumping around, ish. You know what I'm saying? Bundu got stretched by Spence, and Keith Thurman went the distance after hurting him badly in the first round. So since you've been here since the 70s, explain what you're saying. So obviously it's not as simple as what you're saying about, oh, he's just so straightforward. So Errol Spence is so straightforward, but he's knocking fools out. Kell Brook too. Golovkin didn't even knock Kell Brook down. And Errol Spence did. Now you could argue if you want, which there's no way to prove, that maybe the punishment from the Golovkin fight softened him up or something, but you can't really prove that. There's no way you could prove, because Kell Brook was in shape. He was confident. You know what I mean? He's big welterweight. So again, if Errol Spence is so straightforward, then why is he beating guys better than other guys that beat him, that beat those names? So obviously he's doing something a little bit more than that, Mr. 70s. I said as long as he can take a punch, ego. Okay. Hey, y'all want me to hot seat him? Because, see, y'all keep going. Like, I really don't. I'm not even trying to hot. I already caught a lot of bodies. I didn't even want to hot seat you. But you guys keep going. So now I feel like I have to. Because now it's turning into an argument. I'm just trying to go on with the stream. So if you want, James, you have the option. Do you want to discuss this in the hot seat? And then you could say your points, I'll say mine, and then we'll vote. So, James, let me know. Dude, I'm from Dallas. He's from DeSoto. I know this. But you're not even giving him credit. Do you want to be in the hot seat? And that's cool that you're from Dallas and stuff. I'm just saying, do you want to be in the hot seat? You should be used, if you're from Dallas, you should be used to the humidity of the hot seat. But what you're saying is not making sense to me. So we can discuss it in the hot seat. $5 super chat. Now they hating on my boy Spence. Hot seat of man down. See? No, I'm talking about. See, y'all ruthless for this hot seat. So it's up to James if he wants the hot seat. But what he's saying is not making sense to me. So I can state my points and he can state his. Ego's like a calculated serial killer of these people. Wow. Son of Sam. I'm giving him credit. I'm saying he can overpower most welterweight. You're not really giving him credit. You literally said all he does is he's straightforward. Keith Thurman's not straightforward. He uses angles on Porter and Bundu, and he couldn't get Bundu out of there, but Spence did. Pacquiao's not straightforward. He's like awkward and all this shit, and he couldn't get Chris Algieri out of there. So realistically, what are you saying? What are you saying? If Errol Spence is just straightforward and that's all he's doing, he has to be doing something more because he's stopping guys when other guys who aren't straightforward aren't even doing that. So he obviously has more skill than what you're giving him credit for. That's real. He's not Roy Jones. Who the fuck is Roy Jones? Who is comparable to Roy Jones? Sergio Martinez, Pacquiao, none of them. Floyd, no one is Roy Jones. So what are you talking about? See, this is what I'm saying. You said you've been watching boxing since the 70s, but you're not making sense and you're not answering the question. Do you want to be in the hot seat? Because I don't want to keep going back and forth, wasting the stream if you don't want that hot seat. Like, if you don't want it, then we can move on and I'll talk about something else. But if you're that confident in what you're saying, jump in the hot seat. It's not hard. Dude, he could take a punch and has power over welterweight, so that's his advantage. Well, whatever it is, it's working. Do you want the hot seat? Yes or no? Like, listen, the next response should be a yes or no. Otherwise, we got to block you. Because you're just, James, you're wasting everyone's time. If you want to be in the hot seat and what you feel that you keep typing, you feel that you can beat my point of view in the hot seat, then that's how we can settle it. Okay, he said yes, finally. Okay, so your whole basis is that Errol Spence is straightforward. So my opening question to you is this. Pacquiao's not straightforward, and he didn't stop Chris Algieri. He just knocked him down a gang of times. Errol did. Keith Thurman is not straightforward. He hurt Bundu, but he couldn't stop him. And Errol Spence stopped him. So it's not just about triangle theories, but obviously he's doing something more. Golovkin had the massive, he was 2 divisions higher, and he never even knocked down Kell Brook. He hurt his eye, and Kell Brook was fucked up or whatever, and it got stopped. Kell Brook got knocked down by Spence, I think twice. So obviously there's some level. You said he doesn't have technique. That's what your opening statement was. So explain that. How are these other guys not getting the job done like he's getting it done if he doesn't have technique, which was your original comment? I'll wait hours just to hear what you have to say. That's funny. Okay, he was altered by Triple G. Kell Brook was. Okay, that's one person. So explain Bundu. Keith Thurman is not, like, he has technique and he's not straightforward. So why did Bundu survive versus Keith Thurman and Chris Algieri? I gave you 3 examples and you only answer one, which is the easiest to excuse because he got hurt in the Algieri fight. I mean the Triple G fight. So what about the other 2? Listen, when y'all try to help people in the hot seat, that means I'm coming back for you. You in the hot seat next. KO, $5 super chat. Get him, Ego, man down. Fort Worth, Texas. We riding with the truth. Oh, I got this one. Trust me. Ego, you better than that. Not everyone gets KO'd. No, I'm not better than that. Because I agree. Not everyone. Luis Cuba Arias didn't get KO'd by a power puncher. But that doesn't make sense because Errol Spence KO'd the people. He KO'd Leonard Bundu, and Bundu was like that, and Chris Algieri got KO'd. So I understand not everyone gets knocked out, but I just gave you examples of top-level names that didn't knock out the people, and Errol Spence did knock them out. So I understand you telling me cliche shit. Not everyone gets knocked out. I know that, but Errol did knock those people out. He said, okay then. Oh my gosh, James, you've been watching boxing since the 70s? No, you saying what Triple G didn't do. I said, oh my gosh, now you're trying to be thick-headed. I said Triple G was a known massive puncher 2 divisions higher. Fact. Kell Brook moved up to middleweight and he stayed on his feet the whole entire time, never got knocked down. Meanwhile, someone who's closer to his natural size, where he has solid wind like Sean Porter, right, knocked him down. So that's impressive to me because Triple G, big ass, Triple G's 5'10" and a half, and he was 2 divisions higher. No matter how much Kell Brook ate up, and he was one of the top 3 punchers there, and he never knocked Kell Brook down. Meanwhile, a guy who's closer to that size, who didn't have a resume that people really were like impressed with, and he knocks him down. Owen, you don't know shit about boxing either. You can get it next. He said, in my opinion, Brook fought a defensive fight against Triple G. How do you fight a defensive fight if after getting hurt in the first round, he was walking Triple G down, fighting in the pocket, shooting uppercuts, and Triple G's head was like this? So how's that a defensive fight? James don't know shit. All right, James, you're running out of time. Everyone knows Triple G didn't want that fight. He been wanting Canelo. Listen, I gave you 3 examples. You keep telling me about Triple G. Take Triple G out of the equation and talk about the welterweights. Talk about Chris Algieri. Why did Amir Khan, who's not straightforward, Manny Pacquiao, why did them guys not knock out Chris Algieri? But Errol Spence did. If Errol Spence is the one that lacks technique, why did Bundu survive with Thurman and then get knocked out by Spence if Spence lacks technique and he's straightforward? Please answer that. Like, I want to know what you say. Stop talking about Triple G because you're using that to buy time. Oh, everyone knew Triple G wanted Canelo. That don't have nothing to do with your saying, Mr. I've been watching boxing since the 70s. So, once again, if Errol lacks technique, how come he was able to stop guys that other top names did not stop with a style that no one would really even say they're straightforward? No one says Pacquiao straightforward, or Keith Thurman, or Amir Khan. You not accepting the truth. Pacquiao only wanted Mayweather. Let's go to vote. He's wasting my time now. You're not even talking about nothing. Damn, you've been watching boxing since the 70s. You don't even know shit. Anyway, let's vote. If you got an L, put your L's up. Some easy ass work today. I think, did one of my mods already block him right now? Yeah, he already got it. All right, we got another hot seat. Someone else, I told y'all, Mr. Bigger Orgy 93. He said it was a draw. So you pick up where he left off. How is that a draw? He wasn't even answering any of my questions. So you tell me how it was a draw. So now we gonna draw on you. We're gonna draw out that holster. So how was it a draw? Now you in the hot seat. He wouldn't even answer my question, but you want to give him credit? Okay. I told y'all, when y'all jump in, then you might be a victim too. It ain't hard to debate in the chat. Man, I could debate the same points that I'm saying verbally. I could type it out. What are you talking about? Okay, I just didn't care enough about the argument to begin with. That sounds like an automatic fail because you didn't prove how it was a draw. Now you're just telling me you didn't care about the argument. But again, I'm gonna ask you, since that was a waste of a response, I'm gonna ask you a question. Ruslan Provodnikov, in my opinion, he is straightforward. He's straightforward. That's why when he fought Chris Algieri, he kind of got outboxed and lost the fight. So who's straightforward? Who's really straightforward and lacks technique? Ruslan Provodnikov or Errol Spence Jr.? You on that CJ Ross shit talking about it was a draw, like when Mayweather fought Canelo. No, it was a draw. That was no draw. He got burned the same. Like I said, if Errol Spence lacks technique and he's straightforward, then why did Ruslan Provodnikov not get Chris Algieri out of there? He has a chin, like the other dude was saying. He said, oh, Errol is big and he gets away with, because he could take a punch. Ruslan could take a punch, and he still couldn't get Chris Algieri out of there. Because he's actually what the other dude was claiming Errol is. He's actually one-dimensional and straightforward. So tell me what the difference is. Ruslan could take a punch, he hits hard, and he still couldn't get Algieri out of there. Whereas the guy that you guys are claiming lacks technique in Errol Spence Jr. was able to get it done. So we'll be waiting on that response. And the timer is clicking. Provodnikov clearly catches punches with his face. Algieri danced around him. Exactly, because Provodnikov is more one-dimensional, straightforward, lacks technique, not Errol Spence, because it should have been the repeat where Chris Algieri, despite if he got hurt, he should be able to box circles around Errol just like he did Ruslan. So where are you at? You already wasted one response. What's his name? Somebody remember his name so I don't have to look all day for it. Somebody tell me his name, because I have a feeling I'm about to catch a body real quick. You shouldn't have to block him for that. Oh well, we don't show mercy. Some days we do, some days we don't. He said it was a draw, so now he has to prove it was a draw. That's what I'm saying. You're not gonna mess up the voting process. I know when I catch a body. I know when I body someone in an argument. So if he's gonna say it was a draw, knowing it wasn't a draw, and basically falsify his vote, then he's getting blocked for it, unless he can prove it, which I know he can. I think he was just trying to be special. Well, he's gonna be real special when he gets blocked for falsifying his vote. You purposefully put something that you know wasn't the case, that you know you can't vouch for. And that's the whole purpose of the hot seat. So he's getting blocked. And I'm not showing mercy. See, and the fans are like, finish it. Yo, one of my mods, get him out of here. What's his name again? Because he's clearly... Oh, okay, you already got him. Damn, I told you. Hey, my mods got itchy trigger finger. Shout out to Mr. Gloves. Damn, ego savage. Nah, it's not even about being a savage. I'm just regular. But I tell y'all, if y'all come to the streams, it's not just about disagreeing. That's fine. But when you start saying stupid, radical stuff and like, he beat you, I take this hot seat shit serious. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Because it's really, we got to restore the feeling in boxing and get back to what's real boxing talk. You know what I mean? So if you're going to say, oh, he beat you, like really? Okay. You got to prove that to me, because I know when I catch a body, and I know when someone didn't beat me in a debate. If it was even remotely close, I wouldn't even block him, because I was like, damn, he was coming up with some solid points. But a lot of these are like landslide victories because they're just talking out their ass. Anyway, last subject I want to talk about, and I'm going to get out of here. Shout out to the super chats, all the participation. Make sure y'all hit the like button. I'm trying to get to close to 300 before we get out of here. If you're new to the chat, hit the like button. That's how I can go on longer, because like I said, I look at my YouTube pay and stuff like that. So for the longer streams, it has to be worth it, and the way to make it worth it is engagement. But if it's not, you know what I'm saying, if it's not, then I can't dedicate so much time to stream. But I enjoy it because it's fun, like with the hot seat, and we get to see who's really real, and people that disagree, they can disagree in the hot seat. But last thing, I want to talk about Oscar De La Hoya. And it's crazy because what he just did was so fucking contradictory. Crazy to me. So in case you guys didn't hear or check out my earlier video, De La Hoya said he would come out of retirement to fight Conor McGregor, and he would knock him out in 2 rounds. He says he's been secretly training, and he's faster and stronger than ever. So that sounds crazy to me. To me, it's just, to be honest, like I always am with my audience, it's astonishing that Oscar De La Hoya can have so many provable contradictions where he says thing A and then it's thing Z and then he'll go back to A. Like, it's just crazy. You guys literally get on here and tell me, oh, Ego's biased, Ego only likes this fighter, Ego's this. When can you ever make a compilation of shit I've said? Like, let's say Wilder Joshua. I've done several Wilder Joshua videos. I promise you, you're not going to be able to make a compilation video where I'm just back to back contradicting everything I said from this video to that video and then going back to something I said in this video and then switching. That's what Oscar is doing, and it's like, it seems almost unhealthy at this point. He literally tore Floyd Mayweather down, talking about, oh, this is blasphemous, black eye for the sport, Floyd's ruining the sport. He wrote a long ass Facebook letter. I mean, that's just like super hypocritical. Same thing, his like cronies, like Bernard Hopkins was on the Breakfast Club saying how horrible, this was before the fight, how horrible it would be, and if you want to watch real boxing, then you should watch Canelo Triple G and not a circus fight. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, wow, you said all of that, and we know you offered up Canelo and said you would love to work with Conor McGregor, offered up Canelo, then you switched back to, after the fight was made with Mayweather, to saying that it's ruining boxing and Mayweather's garbage and stuff like that. You did all of this, and then now you talking about you want to fight Conor McGregor, and you would. Oscar's been retired since Pacquiao fight in 2018 or 2008, excuse me. And now a decade later, basically, you want to come back out of retirement for the same guy you said when Floyd fought him, it was the worst thing in boxing, and it was a fake fight and all this. Like, really? I just can't see how a man can be that incongruent with what he says, all on tape. Like, it'd be one thing, just like the Tyrese situation. Oh, this is all I got. Don't take my baby. Like, that whole situation. If Tyrese was being secretly recorded, that shit wouldn't even be funny. You know what I mean? But the fact that he's holding his own camera up and he's like, she's all I got. Don't take my baby. That shit was funny to me. Not that he was going through it, but just his whole presentation on how he did it. Don't take my baby. Oh God, no. Like, he's like, I paid $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me? Like, how he went about it was like, wow, you really bugging. And you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Oscar. If some of what he was saying was being like secretly recorded, like, you know what I mean? Like someone who left Golden Boy was like, he, and like filming it, and then it leaked, and then his contradictions were coming out like that, then it wouldn't be as bad. But you're literally doing interviews with big, and I'm gonna show y'all something, with big companies and stuff. And it's like, do you have any knowledge of what you're saying and how like you're contradicting yourself? Like, it's crazy, man. I can't see that, man. I can't see how someone could can jump around so much. You know what I mean? On that House of Pain shit. Jump up, but get down. You know what I mean? And then just keep switching back and forth. And I gotta just say it how it is. Oscar seems mad jealous of Mayweather and Heyman. Point blank, period. He seems very jealous. Very jealous. Can we get to 275 likes so I can show you that Oscar De La Hoya Hypocrisy 101? I just pulled it up. If y'all want that Oscar Hypocrisy 101 work, we need 275 likes, goddammit. Because I'm working for y'all, y'all work for me, and let's be one big boxing family. But I want to show you direct hypocrisy. And it is sad, you know what I'm saying? It's sad for me. I'm gonna tell y'all why. It's sad for me because I grew up watching Oscar, like as a fighter, not this promoter shit, as a fighter. And then the way he handles certain things is, it's like unstable almost, you know what I mean? Like bouncing back and forth, and I don't know, man. It's just, to me, it seems very questionable. Can we get to 275 so I can give y'all that work? Y'all playing, man. If you're in the stream and you have not hit the like button, hit the like button so y'all can get that work. I'm working hard. Y'all got to work hard too. And I'm going to show y'all. Y'all can put me on a timer. Give me 5 minutes. Once we get to over 275, put me on the timer. All I need is 5 minutes to prove the hypocrisy. And I mean, I could even do it even deeper. And that's the thing. It's like, it's too easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many ways you can do it. It's like, wow. Like, how would you not cover your tracks like that? Like, gang, gang, we up in here. Gang, gang. Y'all want that Oscar work? We hit our numbers. I'm trying to get to 300, but y'all want that Oscar work so you can see the blatant hypocrisy? Do y'all want to see blatant hypocrisy? Can I get a hell yeah? If y'all want to see that blatant, I call it double talk. Hit the like button, man. Gang, gang. Put a hell yeah. How much time I say I need? 5 minutes. Someone gonna put me on the timer? Say when. Say when. Tell me when the time goes. Say when. All right, y'all. Boom. Exhibit A.
I've been secretly training, bro. Secretly training, bro. I'm faster than ever. I'm stronger than ever. I know I can take out Conor McGregor in 2 rounds. Wow. Wow. I'll come back for that fight. Wait a minute.
I'll come back for that fight, right? I've been secretly... Look at her. She's just like... Are you fucking for real, Oscar? Are you serious? Like, she didn't even... Look at it. Look at her facial expression to this whole situation. All right, keep going.
Just be 2 different sports. I mean, look... boxing and the UFC, it's 2 different sports. I mean, look, just so that Saturday night was, I think Saturday night was a fraud. I think I just feel that boxing and the UFC, it's 2 different sports. I mean, look, just because you know, one is playing with a basketball is not going to go out there and throw a football. You know, it's just 2 different sports. I just thought it was a fraud.
Max, you...
Oscar De La Hoya says Mayweather McGregor was a fraud. August 29, 2017. It was a fraud, okay? Oscar De La Hoya trashes McGregor Mayweather fight. Circus could ruin boxing. Oh, for sure. That's what's up. Right? Y'all want more work? Oscar De La Hoya. Fuck you, Mayweather versus McGregor. Both of you are disrespecting the sport of boxing. Canelo Triple G, September 16th. Verified Oscar De La Hoya account. You, like, damn, you just gonna put fuck you? Like, oh, okay. I know my 5 minutes ain't even up. Crazy. Like, fuck you. Here, I'm not gonna play their clip for copyright issues, but shout out to Fight Hub TV. Oscar De La Hoya, the only fight that makes sense, McGregor versus Canelo at 160. Damn, homie. So, you tell me who won. I see them, they run. Like, I mean, like, just, it's crazy. Like, somebody explain all of that to me. Explain how that all works to me. How is that not a, like, walking contradiction? You said Canelo, like, I just showed you in different order, of course, but you said Canelo should fight Conor. You said Mayweather, McGregor circus sucks. Fuck you, Mayweather, McGregor. You ruined boxing. This could ruin boxing. Now you're trying to fight Conor. And it's not like Conor won and you're trying to fight him. He got knocked the fuck out. And the doctor said he got brain damage and CTE and shit. And now you're trying to fight that version and you ain't been in the ring since 2008. Oh man, I'm loving life. New media's fucking you boys up. And you know what the funny thing is like, there's been a lot of people on YouTube, I would say particularly, that called out and pointed out this stuff with De La Hoya for quite some time, myself included. And the thing is, the people who wanted to be racist or, you know what I mean, just off of pride or whatever, they told us and told people who were pointing out these contradictions that we spotted. See, like, what I tell y'all in January, new media, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Right? I said tell the truth. And like, when I'm making videos, I'm all types of haters and y'all say I hate De La Hoya. For me being able to spot the envy early and kind of pointing out, I'm like, hey, how do you have a problem with this? But Canelo fought Amir Khan and Liam Smith, you know what I mean? So clearly it's a business for you too. And we all know Mayweather McGregor is gonna make a lot of money. And y'all in the comment section said I'm a hater and, oh, you just hate De La Hoya. It had nothing to do with that. It had something to do with integrity and me calling it like, see. Look, I did a video, Oscar De La Hoya rips Mayweather McGregor. 10,000 views. Oscar De La Hoya hating on Floyd Mayweather viciously. May 25th. See, look how long this letter is that he wrote. This was all talking shit about Mayweather McGregor. I'd be the first one in this whole long ass. Just wait until the best. Right? And y'all said I was a hater. Look, see, and sometimes y'all put bullshit and I still pin it up because that's how G I am. I don't give a fuck. You got 116 likes and people are talking about it. Fuck it. Look at what the question. Look at Tunchi Carter, dumbass, says, here comes Ego to the rescue in defense of his baby Mayweather. So how am I to the rescue because I said Oscar was hating on Mayweather McGregor? Look, I even liked it. It got 100. See, that's what y'all don't understand. Y'all can hate on me. The shit, that's fine. As long as people are interacting with it and I'm getting the views. 116 people. I like the shit. Right? Look, hop off Floyd's dick, sheaths. Your boy George Flowers. Somebody has a fake De La Hoya account. I'm telling you, don't buy this bullshit ass circus fight. Oscar should be nominated Player Hater of the Year. Terrible look for Oscar. I agree with Oscar. See? I agree with Oscar. 24 likes. If you're a real boxing fan, you wouldn't buy this fight. Well, guess what? I'm a real boxing fan and I went to the fight. Look, your boy Jose M says, look at Jose, hardcore rapper, but he's Jose. Jose M says, yo, Ego, I usually agree with you, but not this time. I'm with Oscar on this. That's definitely not hating. It's the truth. He says, quote, and he tried to quote me. Tell the truth. We can agree that Floyd is just doing this for the money, and he knows he has all of the advantages. Fuck Floyd. He ruined boxing and is trying to trick the crowd into buying this circus. Is it entertaining? Yes, but it has no meaning to it. So you just admitted it was entertaining, which means it's gonna sell. No meaning to it. The fans are just defending their man, which you're clearly defending Oscar when he was in the wrong, which in this case is McGregor. Ask yourself this: after all the hype, after all the shit talking, face-offs, and money spent, who is winning after this bullshit fight? Not the fans. They're gonna hate the sport because of the outcome. Tell the truth. I told you, new media is killing you boys. Shout out to Jose M for that dumbass comment 5 months ago. So the whole paragraph was about how it ruined. Like, I'm a boxing fan. I went to the fight. I spent money. I was in a Vegas hotel to cover this fight and everything. We had these waterproof wristbands and shit like that, right? And you talking about it's a circus, and you said the real losers are the fans that are gonna hate boxing because of it. So fast forward 5 months later, how come De La Hoya is now calling out when he ain't fought nobody since 2008, and now he's calling out Conor McGregor? So please explain that. I'm the hater though, right? It's not looking good, man. Listen, y'all getting this work right now. I'm doing my victory lap. I'm not talking about anything else unless y'all want to talk about the Oscar and the Golden Boy emails or Oscar calling out Conor McGregor. So y'all keep putting Terrence Crawford versus Mayweather and all this deflection shit. I'm not talking about that on my stream. I'm talking about Oscar De La Hoya, the status of Golden Boy. We could talk about those N-word emails, or we could talk about the recent I'll unretire to fight McGregor. So, like, you guys do this all the time, and they're clear deflection tactics. Yeah, but what about Mayweather versus Terrence Crawford? Mayweather's retired. I don't have no... Terrence Crawford has, to my knowledge, hasn't called out Mayweather. Mayweather hasn't called out Terrence Crawford. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about Oscar. We can talk about Golden Boy. We can talk about this Conor McGregor call out when he said that the Mayweather McGregor fight would ruin boxing. That's what we could talk about. So anything in that realm, cool. But all these other conversations you guys are trying to switch to, you see the title in the video that I was going to talk about this Oscar stuff. We're not switching. So if you don't like that, then you might as well leave the stream. Anyway. Well, look at the comments. I'm a hater. Look. And just look at people's names and shit. Robert Flores. Ego, I usually like your videos, but you just made a 25-minute video about a man hating because he wrote a long-ass letter talking about grown man. 25-minute video talking about another grown man. See how they try to switch it and blame me? I'm a voice in the boxing world, so I get paid for this. I state my opinion, give you guys news updates, breakdowns, and predictions. But you see how they try to flip it on Robert Flores, tries to flip it on me. Like, yeah, you talking about Oscar. But not once in this whole passage did he acknowledge what De La Hoya was saying. Did he say I was wrong in anything I said? You just talking about me, the length of my video. He's still mad Floyd whooped his slow ass. It's entertainment, gets you together with friends. Oscar's promoting Cotto, who's fighting for a championship, hasn't fought in 2 years against a man who don't even fight at 154, and that's good for boxing. See? The fans see the hypocrisy. Look, Rafael Soriano, fuck that fight. We don't want to see that shit. Oscar is right for once. See? Just look at people's names and look at what they're putting. Harold Alvarez. Come on, Ego. You better than that. How are you comparing the Canelo versus Khan, etc., to Mayweather versus Conor, who never had a boxing fight? Your first defense has no point. So, Harold Alvarez, maybe you're related to Canelo because you guys got the same last name. So, please explain how now, since this video, Conor got knocked the fuck out, and he has like brain damage, according to the ringside physician's opinion, right? And Oscar's calling him out. So you're calling out the knocked out version of Conor McGregor. So all this bullshit you put, come on, Ego, you're better than that. How are you comparing Canelo to Khan to Mayweather McGregor, a guy who's never had a boxing fight? Okay, well now Conor McGregor has had a boxing fight and he's 0-1, and that 1 is a stoppage. And Oscar's now calling him out. Nah, he's just trying to promote Canelo versus Triple G to keep attention on his fight. So, listen. I make money in the boxing game. You know what I mean? This is what I do full time, so I gotta hustle or whatever. That's the goal, to, you know what I mean, expand the business. Listen, for me, it's not all about money. It's not all about money. And if I have to compromise what my dad, what my mom taught me as a man, and you know what I mean, as a son, if I have to compromise my values for money, then I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna not be who I'm saying. You guys are making excuses. When I made this video 5 minutes ago, you making excuses. Oh, come on, man. He's just doing it to promote Canelo Triple G. There's plenty of ways to promote Canelo Triple G. How about you team up with HBO and be like, yo, we're putting this on your network. We got to get a face-off, which they did not have for Canelo Triple G. They didn't have a face-off. You know what I mean? So work on that stuff instead of hating on another person's fight when you have another fight the same night with Kodo Kamagai, which was less viewed, less tickets sold, didn't set any records for live gates. Do you know what I'm saying? But see, you guys notice the common tactics. Like I said, look at the names, look at the comments. People are saying they'll deflect, switch the subject. They'll blame and get mad at me for reporting and giving my honest thoughts that I can support. Crazy. Look, Boxingego, stop sucking on Floyd. See? Lashing out at me. So again, you don't tell me what I said that was wrong. Ego, even you know this fight is trash. The sole purpose is dollars. That's not for real boxing fans. I usually do not agree with Oscar, but he is right. Floyd versus Conor is a joke. Okay, so you got 17 likes, and now, this was 5 months ago, half a year later, why is Oscar now calling them out? So now, you guys need to find these guys in the comment section. So NYC, he said he don't normally agree with Oscar, but now he's right. The fight's trash. So why is people not getting on Oscar's helmet about calling out a guy who just got knocked out in boxing? At least Canelo's fighting boxers, not cage fighters. Okay, so why is Oscar, who hasn't fought since 2008, why is he trying to fight a cage fighter who just lost? Look at your man Aaron Salinas. I love your channel, Ego, but you have some double standards when it comes to Floyd and Canelo, and there's no denying this Mayweather McGregor is good for nothing. Cash grab. Floyd should 100% be fighting a boxer and passing the torch. No excuses. Chill with the fangirling. From Aaron Salinas. So, I'm sucking Floyd's dick. I'm fangirling. I got pom-poms. Some by Aaron Salinas. If you still watch the channel and you're in this live stream, then you explain it to me. Why is Oscar 5 months later, after heavily criticizing Mayweather McGregor, now calling out that person when he hasn't fought in since 2008, and that person has brain damage and he got stopped? Like someone said in the comment section, I got receipts. Here's what they think about you. Here's what they think about you. So where's Aaron Salinas at now? You see what I deal with? So at the time when I'm saying it's not popular because I'm being real and some people don't want to hear it. And it's not like I'm sure there's other people, other channels and stuff that pointed out the same contradictions, the same stuff about how Oscar's had double standards, because the double standards were apparent then. But now it's just like, it's like irreversibly, painstakingly obvious. You know what I'm saying? Donald, what's good? But like I said, I got receipts. Look. La boo. Ego straight hating. You're doing the same shit. Look, where all these people at? That fight is Ignacio Gonzalez. That fight is garbage. It's not business for boxing fans. Fuck that fight. See, so where's Ignacio right now? What's his name? Where's Ignacio Gonzalez? I got receipts. 5 months ago, you was watching the channel and you said I was hating and the fight's bullshit. So why is Golden Boy, a promoter who hasn't fought since 2008, calling out that same man who just got knocked out? Bring me Ignacio, man. Where Ignacio? Y'all need to find him in the comment section. Bring him to me. Where is Ignacio at, man? Ego, you're doing the same thing. You're a fucking hater. See, I tell you, new media. And you know what's so funny is if you stay ahead of, like, on top of your shit, you see the shit coming a mile away. So you make the right, proper calls as best as you can when it happens. And then you just sit back. See, I'm about to get some popcorn after I get off of this. Maybe kettle corn. I got to decide. But you just sit back and wait and watch it and just wait for it to unfold. Simple. Ego, you're hating. Okay, what did I hate on? See, and this is why I do the hot seat. Because you see this bullshit. They call me racist, say I'm an Oscar hater. But now, when Oscar's proven to be in a situation highly hypocritical, where is Ignacio? Bring me Ignacio Gonzalez. Bring me Labula LaBouffe. Where are these people at now? You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm showing y'all receipts. And what do I always say on the channel? Listen to what people say then and listen to what people say now. I'm saying the same shit I was saying 5 months ago. But Oscar's not saying what he was saying 5 months ago. How does that work? Somebody explain to me. Bring me Ignacio so I can put him in the hot seat, man. It's not a game. Ego, Floyd is a great boxer, but he's a boring fighter, period. What does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with Oscar hating? Oscar, I love you, but shut the fuck up, please. Wow. Laughing my Floyd and his fan gaze just got wrecked. Okay, so his fan gaze got wrecked, Francis King. So what happened to De La Hoya, who just dropped this today, talking about he training for Conor McGregor, who got his ass beat and stopped. He has CTE. So if Oscar wrecked him, then what happens to Oscar? Teenage girl rants on Facebook, Instagram, wall. Very odd behavior from a 50-year-old man. Bizarre. Why don't you have more subscribers? Yeah, fucking subscribe. Look, Jose Lopez, bring me Ignacio. Jose Lopez, let's line everybody up. Ego hating on Oscar De La Hoya with everything. De La Hoya, the promoter, says about Floyd is true. What he says, we waited 6 years to get the Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight. And now Floyd is trying to fight Conor, that his boxing skills are a joke to the elite boxers. Just ask Chris Van Herding that sparred him. The fight against Conor is a joke. Where's Jose Lopez? Where's Ignacio? Bring me Jose Lopez. Josecito, little brother. And explain this from today. So if it's a fucking joke when Floyd fought him, when he was at least undefeated in boxing because he had no fights. Look, James Lopez, he want that work too. Bring me Jose Lopez, Ignacio, James Lopez. He said, Ego, I unsubscribed to your channel. You always hate on white fighters. Triple G, Loma, Sergey Kovalev. You're just mad because the best fighters are white or Mexican and beating up all your nigger fighters. Mayweather is a boring fighter. He sucks, and you suck him. Oscar De La Hoya is right. It's a stupid fight. You're just mad because he's right. Stupid nigger ego. Just like Dante's Black Nation. Fuck you. Black niggers and new media. HBO and Showtime Media. Fight Hub, ESPN Media is all us real boxing fans need. James Lopez. Speaking of nigger, what about them Golden Boy emails, man? New media is fucking you boys up. And y'all gotta get with the program. See? He said I unsubscribe. Yeah, man, I gotta make sure I block this dude. I don't know if I might already did it. We're gonna see. Oh yeah, I already blocked him for talking that crazy shit. Bye-bye, James Lopez. New media fucking you boys up. And once again, all that ranting and racial slurs, you ain't say shit that I said that was wrong, right? You just put a bunch of racial comments, and we know what it is. We know what time it is. Death Row East knows what time it is. Believe in that. You know what I mean? It's like when people get loud. You don't have to get loud. Strengthen your argument. You talking about racial slurs and stuff. And see, racists are so stupid. Racists are so dumb that they don't realize that when you're putting racial comments, you've already taken yourself out of race, because we know not to trust anything you're saying. If you saying all we need is ESPN and you're mad because Mexican, the white fighter, you're making everything about race and calling people the N-words and stuff like that, you've already taken yourself out of race. We know not to trust what you're talking about because you're clearly ignorant. So where's James Lopez, Jose Lopez, Ignacio, Labu Lounge, or whatever his name was? Y'all can't fuck with the kid. But anyway, 5 months ago, I'm hating. So now y'all explain this call out from today. J-Dog, you already know these racists gonna get that work today. New media. And you know what's funny? Whenever I talk about double standards as I see it, race, issues in America, or anything like that, oh, you're pulling the race card. You just seen it. What was that about? Like, you talking about monkeys and N-words and like all that over a video where De La Hoya was clearly throwing salt at people he used to be in cahoots with that he's no longer making money with. You know what I mean? So, like I said, you tell me who won. I see them, they run. Death Row East, believe in that. Crazy. But where are they now? That's what I want to. It's like, you remember those shows like where celebrities disappear, musicians, when they had them, where are they now? We need to do that. We need to find a way to do that with YouTube. But see, that's the thing with the internet. There's no accountability. So we can't do a follow-up where are they now show, because they just disappear. Make another username or something. But where's Ignacio, James Lopez, Jose Lopez, and all them other dudes that was saying I was hating on Oscar when I was just calling what I seen based on what he was saying? If you a grown man, why do we have to write a long-ass diatribe talking about another man's fight being horrible? I don't talk about other YouTube channels in bad ways, like, you know what I mean? Because I'm too busy doing my own shit. Ego, I'm willing to pay $100 to have a FaceTime boxing talk for 5 minutes. Yeah, man, we're going to work on some different stuff like that. See what we could do. But like I told you, for me, it's not just about money. It's about new media. It's about putting out the truth, what's real. Ego, love your channel, fam. Keep up the good work. One love from UK. Man's not hot. Shout out to the UK, man. We just get to the bottom of the shit, the nitty gritty. Don't tell me there's no racism in boxing. You just seen it. And that's a video from 5 months ago, so I clearly don't remember all the comments. I'm just randomly scrolling and I seen that dumb shit. I clearly can't remember, out of all the videos I've done since 5 months ago, I can't remember who said what 5 minutes ago. So we just randomly, as a boxing family, stumbled on that. And he was all talking crazy and all these dudes. Can you talk about Wilder, AJ, and Whyte, please? Listen, I already talked about that. You got to watch the replay because I'm about to get out of here. I'm talked out. I've been talking for a minute. And we're not even at 300 likes. If you're in the stream hit the like button. We should at least be at 300 by now. But my thoughts, Wilder Joshua is a great fight. If it happens next, that's cool. Even if it doesn't happen next, why can't you actually pick a date and like Ward Kovalev and say it'll be the third fight this year. Joshua's fighting 3 times against Gerald Miller, and we don't know who his second opponent is. Third one's going to be Wilder, December 10th at the Wembley. Boom. Now get people off your back. And see, the other thing is, to me, for this whole thing is, it's like people have to be congruent with what they say. Eddie Hearn says, listen, Eddie Hearn says he says Joshua will knock out Wilder in 3 rounds. So why even delay the fight? Why build it up? Why not get that easy work and make it be Joshua's first fight? Because to me, that stipulates you know the fight's probably going to be, even if Joshua wins, you know it's going to be tougher than that. Because who is Joshua even knocked out in 3 rounds, especially that was a champion? He knocked out Charles Martin, but he wasn't a proven champion. He don't have as much power as Wilder. You know what I mean? He knocked out Eric Molina, but he had just recently been knocked out by Wilder a few years before. So the thing that makes it worse is as the pressure grows for Hearn and Team Joshua to make the fight, I feel like they keep putting out even more, but it's not making it look, it's making people anticipate the fight more, but it doesn't make you look good because the fight's not getting made next, most likely. You know what I'm saying? So if you're talking about, oh, he'll get stretched in 3 rounds, Joshua did an interview with Gulf News, and he says, I have a better amateur record, or a better amateur pedigree, better pro resume. I'm certain I can beat him. So if that's the case, then what are we waiting for? Let's see. I just want to see him. So it's like the more of these comments come out, the more people are going to want to see it. So it's just like, why delay it then? HBO going to kill the fight to protect their new cash cow, AJ. There's no guarantee that AJ is going to HBO, so I don't know where you're getting that from. I haven't heard anything about his when his Showtime contract ends, he's definitely leaving. I haven't heard that. And it's not even like a Daniel Jacobs situation. Daniel Jacobs to me went to HBO because he's still managed by he's still advised by Al Heyman, and he's there's the best, biggest money fights for him are on that side. Canelo, Lemieux, Saunders, Golovkin, you know what I'm saying? So that's why he moved. But in the heavyweight division, there's not that many, you know what I mean? It's not like every heavyweight's on HBO right now. I'm just saying, like, Hearn and Joshua being in the A side, the more they talk, like, to match, like, what Wilder's saying, like, oh, I'll slap him around the ring. The more they talk like that, the worse it is, because we all know they're the A side and they're in the driver's seat. So the more they talk like that, the more the demand is going to be to already see the fight. You know what I mean? So it doesn't make sense. And like I said, Tyson Fury is a complete wild card. Why are we even talking about Tyson Fury? Honestly, until he proves he's back and he's back in full effect, he shouldn't even be something. You should be like, I'm targeting Parker and I'm targeting Wilder. No one should even be talking about Fury until he shows us what he's made of and his new style and all this stuff. I seen him training, made a video about it. That's great. But he was doing that same exact stuff over the summer, running with Billy Joe Saunders, drinking coffee, waking up early, and then he stopped and he gained more weight again. And then he went on social media and he was talking about, I'm retiring. And then he says, I'm not applying for my British boxing license because of the way I was treated. Then he said he's going to get his British boxing. So he's all over the place. So for me, until you show what you're made of and that you're back, then he should be on the sidelines. What's next for Joshua? I think if Wilder fights Dillian Whyte, then he's gonna fight Gerald Miller. Cause you know that would be kind of cool, but I don't think it's a necessity. There's a difference. But that'd be kind of cool if Wilder goes to the if they are gonna really fight in 2018. If Wilder goes to the UK and beats Dillian Whyte, and then Joshua comes to the Barclays or something and fights Gerald Miller, that would be cool. But like I said, I don't think champions should have to go through challengers to get a shot at the champion and unify with the champion. But that'd be cool. It's like some trading places shit, like Eddie Murphy movies. You know what I mean? If Joshua comes and has his first fight in America, and Wilder has he's fought. I think Ollie Harrison was in the UK, because I think Tyson Fury jumped in the ring after. But Eric says you tripping. Should we put him in a hot seat? I told you I got that itchy trigger finger. I don't got patience or time. Should we put him in a hot seat? Eric Matos. All right, you in the hot seat, fam. They voted you up. So what am I tripping about? What if I said that I'm tripping? You said, oh, you tripping. You said Brooklyn over the UK. Listen, I don't know who Joshua is going to fight next. I said it would be cool if they did a trading places, and since Wilder might fight White in the UK, right? And Joshua to listen, you putting 90,000. See, I don't know if you were here for the stream earlier and you seen my body count, but you about to be another one. Okay, he says if he's doing 90,000 seats in the UK, 90,000. First of all, get this clear. He did 90,000 one time, and that was just this year against a guy who's no longer fighting, who has a heavyweight name, him and his brother, Vladimir Klitschko. So stop saying it. He's doing 90,000 as if he's doing 90,000 no matter who he fights, and he's ongoing doing that. He's not doing that. Takam did, they said 70. Takam, they said it did 76,000, but at first they were saying 70,000, which is still way different than 90,000. Plus, we don't know how the tickets are priced. So, first of all, you're getting whooped because you're inaccurate. You're making it like Joshua, no matter who he fights, he's doing 90,000. That's not the case. His highest grossing and the highest in UK history over Carl Froch, George Groves is 90,000. So don't act like this is the norm when it just set a fucking record this year, right? Second of all, I'm not tripping because, like Wilder is saying, if you actually paid attention, oh my gosh, how bad do y'all want me to burn him? Like, y'all want first degree, second degree, third degree? Because I'm about to go in because he keeps putting stuff. He says he's selling out soccer stadiums. Yeah, but it's in the UK. They have different fan base. They have different ticket prices and different things like that. So, once again, I've used this. In your opinion, Carlos Takam and Anthony Joshua, let's say they sold 76,000 tickets, right? We don't know how many were comped, so we'll give them credit for all 76,000. Mayweather and McGregor sold under 19,000 tickets, but had a higher live gate. So Eric Matthias, or whatever your name is, explain that. How could one fight have under 20,000 tickets sold, but it grosses more money than the fight that had 3 times as many tickets? Please explain that to me. We about to burn it, man. A-side make him wait like Mayweather made Pacquiao wait. You're jumping around. Answer the question. How did Mayweather McGregor produce a higher live gate than a fight that had way more people? 70,000, 76,000, Carlos Takam versus Anthony Joshua. Explain that to me. When it sold a fraction. You can't compare them. Why not? Yeah, Hold on. Now listen, this is how you catch people up in life. Now he's saying you can't compare them. But when I said just an imaginary situation, I said it would be kind of cool if Wilder goes to the UK, fights Whyte, a guy from the UK. I said it'd be cool if Joshua has his first American fight in the Barclays, for example, against a New Yorker. And now he's saying you can't compare them. But you just said that the Barclays would be stupid to fight there because he's selling out soccer stadiums. So which one is it? Now, why can't I compare it now? Now you're just digging yourself deeper. How can I compare it? Why? Why can't I compare it? Y'all wanted that 3rd degree burn, man. We gonna burn this kid. Why can't I all of a sudden compare it? Why can't I compare it? We're waiting. Why can't I compare it? How am I all over the place? This is a centralized argument. Y'all want that hot seat. You're going to get it just how you like it. Like Floyd told Guerrero. He's like, I'm going to give it to you how you want it. How you want it. Don't run. Okay. Don't run. I'm going to give it to you how you want it. Where you at? You can't compare the fight to Mayweather-McGregor. Why can't I compare it to Mayweather-McGregor? Okay, listen. You're talking about numbers that sold a higher amount of seats. So why can't I compare it to Mayweather-McGregor? What's wrong with that? Ego by KO. You already know, man. Y'all wanted them 3rd degree burns. Why can't I compare it to Mayweather-McGregor? What's the difference when we're talking about business? We're talking about seats sold. Why can't I compare it? And according to De La Hoya and probably people like you, Mayweather-McGregor was a circus. So I'm comparing 2 boxers fighting in a championship fight versus a boxer versus an MMA fighter, and it still made more money. So why can't I compare it? I'm not even using 2 boxers fighting like Mayweather and Canelo. I'm using a boxer and an MMA fighter. So if the money is in the UK, because they're selling 90,000, Joshua keeps selling like you said, then how come I can't compare it when we're just talking about ticket sales? Hot seat, hot seat. Why can't I compare it? You see how he's not answering? You see how he's not answering? Why is he not answering? Why can't I compare it? Now, y'all want them 3rd degree burns. He ain't answering, so we're gonna finish him. ESPN, new media, we cite our sources. All-time record. The number 2 fight is a fight that took place 3 weeks before Canelo Triple G, Mayweather-McGregor. They made $55 million from selling 13,000 tickets. 13,094 tickets sold. So, again, if the money is just definitely in the UK, and there ain't no money in the UK, then how come Joshua, somebody do the math. What's 13,000 minus 76,000? Or 76,000 subtract 13,000. Somebody quick. We got to burn people. 76,000 minus 13,000. Somebody do the math and tell me how much that is. You guys got calculators on your phone. Put 76,000 minus 13,000. Okay, so you guys said 63,000. So Joshua Tackham sold 63,000 more tickets and made less money. So explain that. How do you sell 63,000 more tickets and make less money than a fight that only sold 13,000 tickets? And it wasn't even against 2 boxers. So why am I tripping? That was your first comment. You said I'm tripping. How am I tripping? So clearly there's money in America because the pricing points are different. So like, it's just like women. Would you rather have would you rather have 70,000 ugly ass women in your seat or in your phone contacts, 70,000 ugly women or mediocre looking women, or would you rather have 13,000 women in your phone contacts and they're all dimes, they're all tens? What would you rather have? This is what we're talking about. See, we're gonna take this back to school. Government, guns and butter, quality versus quantity. Would you rather have 13,000 dimes, or would you rather have 70,000 ugly or okay bitches? Honestly. You know what I mean? And just to make the analogy more realistic, in your phone context, would you rather have 20 ugly women, ugly to mediocre women, or would you rather have 3 to 5 just dimes, bad body, breath smells good, they smell good? Of course you're gonna take. Who wouldn't take? Man, I want the more the merrier. I want 20 ugly bitches. Everybody would pick quality over quantity. So Floyd Mayweather and McGregor wasn't even like, aside from the press tour, they kind of made it late if you think about it, when it was actually agreed upon and stuff like that. Considering the date the fight was, it wasn't announced that much before it, and they still did that. No, it's not about disagreeing. It's about proving me wrong. So you're supposed to be proving how I'm tripping. Ego, he said he loves your channel. Too late. Third degree. Let's vote. If I burn him, third degree, put your L's up. Put your L's up. Put your L's up. I tell you, you're not coming in here just putting random stuff that you can't back up. Eric Matos. Okay, he clearly got burnt up. Should we time him out and show him mercy, or should we block him like regular rules? Because I caught a lot of bodies today. Damn, my moderators ain't fucking with you. Y'all was trying to show him mercy. They already blocked him. Hey, whoever, Mr. Globs, just show him mercy because the people voted mercy. So unblock him and just time him out if that's possible. So anyway, back to another One Bites the Dust, episode 3000. I'm not tripping. And how am I tripping when I just simply named, I simply said my own personal opinion. I said that would be kind of cool if they're gonna stall Joshua Wilder out, which I think they are. I don't think they're gonna fight each other next. Eddie Hearn even said I don't think they're gonna fight each other next. So I'm saying if they are going to, it'd be like a Freaky Friday where Joshua gets his first fight in America, and then Dillian Whyte gets his fight in the UK against a name that the UK knows. You know what I'm saying? So to me, that's kind of cool. And he said I was tripping. The mods are real shooters. I tell you, because man, I raised them the same way as me. Like they have the same killer instinct. They can tell when bullshit is being said. See, and that's how you know when someone's losing an argument. Because if you have strong points, you shouldn't be worried about any of my points and say, hey, you can't use that if it's factual. I can understand if I was making shit up. If I was making points up that weren't even true, then I can understand you saying, hey, you can't use that because it's made up. But I didn't make anything up. And you notice, oh, hey, you can't use Mayweather McGregor. Why not? Why can't I? If we're just talking numbers and seats and stuff, why can't I use any example I want that's factual? That's how you know when you're getting bodied. Hey, you can't count Mayweather. That's like that dumb shit Freddie Roach said. He said, we don't want to fight Terrence Crawford because the Filipino and the black won't sell. But wait, the highest grossing fight is Mayweather versus Pacquiao, a black versus Filipino. Hey, but not including Mayweather. You can't do that. You can't just omit what you want to omit because you don't want to be wrong. Man, I've been on one today. That's my thoughts. Wilder Joshua needs to happen. Let's do a roll call. I'm about to get out of here. Rigondeaux, Lomachenko, they need to do, I want to see a face-off or something. Come on. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? City, state, zip. Let's bang this out. I'm about to get out of here. Detroit, Waco, Texas. Chirac, Ego 100. Frisco, San Antonio, Houston, ATL, North Carolina, Chicago, Garfield Park Boxing, always up in the chat. Mountain View, Chicago in the chat. Sanford, Florida, Chicago, Houston, Birmingham, UK, Chicago South Side, East Oakland, Washington Heights, Chi-Town. We had a good show, man. This was a good one. Linwood, Waco, North Baton Rouge, London, DMV, Sweden, Montreal. Peace out from Omaha, Phoenix, Toronto, London, Leesburg, Florida, West Coast, LBC, San Jose, Ireland, and we out, man. Listen, I just want to get back to boxing talk. If you have a point, it's not about just disagreeing, but you got to make that shit make sense to all of us, because Eagle Army ain't playing. Shout out to Little Rock, Arkansas, by way of Texas. We had a lit live stream. We had to burn a couple of people, though, up in the hot seat. I just never seen this with fans making excuses not to see a fight. That's a good fight. That we would give a credit to the winner. Why do you not want to see Wilder, Joshua? Hey, but as far as promotion, if that's the case, you could say that with Canelo and Triple G. As far as promotion, based on the controversy, Adelaide Bird scorecard, yeah, they could string that out till 2019 if they want to, and keep people waiting and pissed off and arguing in comment sections. But, I mean, is that what boxing needs? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can extend anything if you really wanted to. That's like me. You know what they say? They say the fastest from point A to B is a straight line. That's what we're trying to get to in this boxing game. You know what I mean? If you can drive home from work and there's a direct route, no bullshit, and you can get home in 10 minutes, why are you gonna go another way, a back way, that takes you 35 minutes to get home? We're trying to get to that direct route. You know what I mean? Wilder and Joshua just cleared up their mandatories. Technically, if the fans really put their foot down, they could make that fight next. But again, why are fans like anti? Why are they anti making a good fight? No! I want to wait for my good fights. That's just like the dumb idiots that when PBC was announced and they were like, I like to pay for my boxing, fuck free TV. Who says that? What fan wouldn't be open to seeing some fights on free TV? They're like, no, I'd rather pay for mine. Whatever. I'd rather see. I don't give Wilder credit for his resume, so I want to see him fight the guy that got knocked out by the guy. That's what I want. How does that make sense? How does that make sense? And I think Dillian Whyte's solid. I don't think he would beat Wilder, but I think he's solid. You know what I mean? And you're telling me you give Wilder no credit for his resume, no credit for his knockout of Bermane Stiverne in a rematch, because Stiverne was a has-been and layoffs and all types of shit. But now you want to see him fight a guy who didn't look great versus his last opponent, Robert Helenius, and he got stopped by the guy who's now champion, Anthony Joshua. That's the fight you would want to see. And you think of all these reasons why Wilder doesn't deserve Joshua. It's making no sense to me. And then on top of that, Wilder's talking greasy, like trying to make Joshua look bad. Joshua has said a couple things like, I'll slap him around the ring, I'll eat him, he's not big enough, and it's mad, right? So it's like, what? Let's get it cracking, let's see it then. Wilder's saying he'll smash you, you saying you have a better resume, and you got the gold medal, he don't. Like, what are we talking about? What are we waiting to see? Sounds like a done deal to me. At least on the talking side. AJ and Hearn don't want no smoke with Wilder right now. They're trying to stall as long as they can. It's honestly seeming like that. AJ just responding, he ain't with it. Yeah, and see, you guys, I look at chronological order. People don't understand. I think the biggest, one of the biggest things was when he did that Johnny Nelson interview. He did that and he's talking about maybe in 2020. That was what really kicked things off. Nobody was really, before that interview, nobody was really saying Joshua was afraid or any. From what I seen, I didn't see it that much. But after he did that interview and then things were said after, it was like, wow, that's when people started going in. New media analyst bullshit still working. Miss you, Ego. How have you been? Hey, I've been good, man. We just been killing people in the hot seat, trying to maintain. Yeah, man. I just want to see good fights. Boxing was in such a great place. We murdered UFC this year. Murdered them. You know what I mean? And all the UFC people are talking about boxing is dead. They talking about boxing is dead, but now UFC is trying to branch off and do some boxing promoting. It's funny how that works. Anyway, I'm out of here. Let me know what y'all think. I'll keep you guys updated. Stay tuned to the channel. Hot seat coming soon. Block gang, gang, we in here. And I'm out. Thank you to my mods, as always, holding it down. Thank you for the engagement. We got that $50 super chat, which was huge. And we got a couple other super chats. We just working, man. Working, trying to make the best of the best. Mikey Garcia says he's in training camp. I think he might be fighting Robert Easter. See, that's what I'm saying. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, now Mikey can't say I sold 90,000 views or nothing like that. But he looks like he's trying to fight whoever. He was down to fight Lomachenko. He just fought Broner, moved up. That's what boxing needs. You know what I mean? All this A-side, that type of stuff gets old after a while. And people trying to do it like Floyd, but the thing is, most motherfuckers ain't accomplished what Floyd's accomplished. So for them to, you know what I mean? Like Floyd even said, I done the highest pay-per-views. I done the livest gates. I sold them up. You know what I'm saying? He's on a different stratosphere. Just because you popping and you the most popping now. Like even Canelo. Canelo's a star for sure, but he lost to Mayweather. Let's not forget. Floyd beat Canelo. Easy. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just like none of these A-sides are even close to Floyd or Pacquiao when they're at the top of their game. They're not in that stratosphere. And see, it's like, I can't say especially Joshua, but this is what I'm trying to say. Joshua has not even came to America like Eddie Murphy. Like he hasn't came and made his name. Pacquiao even came to America. Listen, have you ever heard that the Jay-Z, "Yeah, I'm from New York, something, Tribeca," this New York State of Mind song? Jay-Z says in that, he said, if I can make it in New York, I can make it anywhere. He said something like that. Like if I can make it in New York, because New York is a fast-paced city that's always flourishing, always changing. You know what I mean? Their hoods are nasty, like in terms of like, you got to stay away from the wrong shit. You might get clapped type shit. So that's what Jay-Z was saying. If I can make it in New York, I can make it anywhere. That's how America is. If you come to America and get big like Conor McGregor, get big like Floyd, get big like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you're a certified star. The same doesn't necessarily go with the UK. Like Russell Brand, the comedian, he could be big as fuck in the UK, but then he could walk down the local mall in America and nobody would even know who he is. So it doesn't work. America's just, it's huge, it's big. You know what I mean? So that's why I say that. Joshua, they have not yet put their foot down and then made that. They tried to with the Klitschko rematch. They're going to have him fight in Vegas. But that would have been great. That would have been great to have that rematch there. But if you make it in America, then you're on and popping. Like Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor coming to America would become bigger than he ever would be if he stayed in Ireland, just based on the region. Now, I'm not saying that Ireland doesn't have great fans, and Northern Ireland and people in the UK and shit don't have great fans, but it's just America's bigger. So Conor made a name in America. Bruce Lee, my favorite, made a name in America. If he stayed in Hong Kong, then he would have been big over there, but he was big over there doing movies, and then he came out to the Bay where I live. You You know what I mean? He was in Oakland and San Francisco. He was born in San Francisco. So the fact that he made his name in America and like Enter the Dragon and shit, that's why everyone loves Bruce Lee. If Bruce Lee stayed in Hong Kong, then he wouldn't have been such a pop culture icon. And they have not done anything for Joshua. I mean, they got him some endorsement deals with like Under Armour and other American-based beats companies and shit like that, but they haven't done anything to make his presence felt. Arnold Schwarzenegger, great. That's a great one. Straight up from Austria. Yeah, what are you doing? Yeah. Hey, Killian, get these people. Yeah. See, I watched a little too much Arnold movies growing up. Hey, Dylan, you son of a bitch. Get down, get to the chopper now. I want that deer. Arnold was wildin'. Hey, that part, I'm gonna tell y'all. In that movie, Total Recall, that shit was so funny when he was having a nightmare and he was on Mars and he had like the astronaut spacesuit and he was just like moving in Mars and he tripped and fell down a hill or something and he went like bink and then his helmet, the glass broke and then because the atmosphere in Mars, you can't breathe, and he's like, and his eyes started swelling the fuck up, and he's like, he was doing hella much. Oh my gosh, that part was funny. Get these people out. That shit was so, hold on. Oh my gosh. Me and my sister, we used to love that. We used to love that movie, and when that part came on where he was suffocating, that shit was so... He was doing way too much. It was like, they even used like a puppet or some shit. Like it wasn't even... Oh my gosh. Fuck, let me... I want to play it so bad, but I feel like they might get me for copyright. He was like, hold on. Oh my God. See, hey, he's tripping. Look. Oh my gosh. This shit was so funny. See, he was choking. Oh my gosh. That shit is so funny looking to me. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hey, Arnold's a legend. Yo, look at his... got big eyes, but fuck. Look at his eyes and his teeth. Hey. He was wildin'. That's a good movie though. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Remember the dude that came out of his... He turned around and that dude, Quato, came out of his stomach. He's like, Quaid. Quaid. Open your mind. Open your mind. Get to the reactor. Quaid. Open your mind. Like, he was doing way too much. Anyway, I'm out. Watch Total Recall. Nice to see you again. I wish I could frequent your channel. Love your content. Thank you. Are you a catfish? Because we be having some girls in here, but I don't know if they catfishes. So it said, then he got a headshot. Open your mind. Quaid. He looked like Chucky coming out of his stomach. Quaid. Open your mind. He said, get to the reactor. And that's a show, man. See, I give you guys a lot of my time. I try. This shit is fun to me, though. Open your mind. Get to the reactor. Total Recall. 2 weeks. Shout out to the love on the channel. Hey, can I get one, like, a standing ovation by getting some last minute likes? If you in this bitch and you haven't hit the like button, open your mind. and hit the like button. Open your mind and hit that like button. We got to get that that last minute like button. Peace out, y'all.